Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR. High above Brian Urlacher Field at Wildcat Stadium, I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan patrols field side. Brad Henderson running the camera tonight for the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and Hobbs America and Evie Stuber in studio, engineering and producing. So it all comes down to this: the Wildcats and the Rams. It's one of those traditions on Rivalry Friday night. These two getting together and, more importantly, hooking up for a district title. These two teams have really gone at it over the last 50 or so years, and always a good matchup. For the Lovington Wildcats, they come in at 6-3 overall on the season. More importantly, 2-0 in district. For the Portales Rams, they are undefeated on this season, and they are also 2-0 in district. The winner of tonight's game will be the district champ and will be guaranteed a bye going into the playoffs, which will get underway next week. So back here and ready to go. Hey, it seems like we haven't been at home all season long, Dawn Morgan. Just 4 home games this year.
Yeah.
But something tells me we will have at least one more in the playoffs, but we got to get there first.
Right. And this is such an important game to this team. You know, Coach G said at the very beginning of this season that this team, altogether they have goals, and the coaches, talk to them, they have goals. But this team on their own, and the leadership of this team wants this district championship. This is something that a goal that they set out for themselves early on, and that's what they've been working for with every game, thinking of district championship, a chance to play probably this team in this stadium and a chance to win the game and earn the district championship. With their record, it's really, there's no doubt that they're going to move on into the postseason and have at least one playoff game. And so that's not been at issue, especially in the last 2 or 3 games so much. But this game tonight, very important to this team, doing well, playing well, executing well, coming away with the victory. That's what this team has really been working for in every game, with every victory, with every loss, with every very tough loss, and the lessons learned, working toward tonight. And it's all here, it's on the line.
Well, it certainly is. And these two teams come in, of course, it's Lovington and Portales, Lee County and Roosevelt County, the red versus the blue, the Cats versus the Rams, and you could go on and on and on and on and on about it. These two teams, though, have taken different paths to get to this point in the season. Coach G, just like he did a season ago, basically put together a meat grinder of a schedule, and, the team got a little beat up, a little banged up, at times, winning some very important games, including beating Hobbs and Santa Fe High, both 6A schools, taking out the making sure they weren't doing the national anthem, but yeah, playing 6A schools, 5A schools. The only non-5A school or 6A school they played was Denver City, and they're a 3A Texas school, and Texas is a little bit different animal than New Mexico football. Portales putting together a lot different schedule. They played a lot of smaller teams, including the Eunice Cardinals. They also played West Las Vegas and Ruidoso and some other things to rack up those wins, but also to rack up victories against district champions. So no matter what happens here tonight, Portales is still going to have those points that they figure into the playoff seedings and things. That Lovington has only beaten one district championship, or one district champion, and that's going to wind up being Denver City. And maybe a little scoreboard watching on that tonight. I think if they beat Lamesa, they are the district champions there. So 2 different ways to put together the schedules, but we'll see it all culminate tonight, which way maybe works the best. Of course, when you get these 2 teams together, you can throw the records out the window. There is going to be a lot of energy left on the field, let's just say. For the Lovington Wildcats, the keys to this game: on defense, stop the explosive play, stop the big play. That's really kind of what's haunted them the last couple of weeks against both Bernalillo and then last week against Albuquerque Academy, is the big plays. So defensively and special teams, that's what they've got to do too. The special teams has been a strength for this squad for much of the season. The last couple of weeks have just been, they've had some uncharacteristic breakdowns. So I know they are going to be working on that. For the offense, come out, be consistent, control the ball, control the clock, and score every chance you get. Take advantage of turnovers. The defense last week forced 6 turnovers on the Academy Chargers. Lovington only cashed in on 3 of them, though. Had some areas where they just had some problems. So defensively, stop the big plays. Special teams, stop the big plays. Offense, control the ball. Last week in that game against the Chargers of Albuquerque Academy, who I have a feeling that there is a chance if we don't win this game tonight, we'll either play Bernalillo or Academy again in the first round. Of course, we'll talk more about that in the pregame, or rather in the halftime report, and also in the postgame show. Last week, Wyatt Gomez goes 22 of 36, 238 yards in that one. He chucked the ball all over the field, had 5 touchdowns, but he also threw into coverage a couple of times and had 2 interceptions. The really impressive part last week was Lovington finally able to get the ground game going. That's something that they've worked on the last couple of weeks and done a great job with. Alec Olguin carried the load. He had 12 carries for 60 yards. Cameron Ochoa with 8 carries for 83 yards. 26 total rushing yards for Lovington, who put up over 360 yards in that ball game. And they're going to need that kind of performance and production again tonight, maybe minus the interceptions, Dawn.
Yeah, they're going to have to bring their A game in every part of their game. Everything has got to be firing. They've got to hopefully you're going to have more than 1 or 2 athletes really step up tonight in offense and defense. I mean, not every game is a diamond for everybody, and that's why it's so good to have a strong team to be able to lift up here when the execution or performance is just not quite there in one area, but they're just going to need everything tonight against a very, very strong opponent here in Portales, who's equally determined, to win this game and to prove their ranking and to prove themselves against this Lovington team.
Yeah.
So,
and Lovington comes in at number 3 right now in Class 4A. Portales comes in at number 1, and we may talk just a little bit more about the rankings and some of the playoff scenarios and things coming up. We will take a quick timeout. This is your Stone Oilfield Services pregame show. Wildcat football continues in a moment right here on KZOR. Welcome back to your Stone Oilfield Services pregame show here on Z94 KZOR, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. With Don Morgan fieldside on the famous blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field, I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing, and Brad Henderson on the camera tonight as the Cats burst through the banner and the big inflatable cat and head out onto the field. They are in the home blue tops with the white letters and numbers, the white pants, the white hats with cats in blue and script on the helmets. Portales came out while we were at break through their big inflatable Ram. They are wearing the road whites with the red letters and numbers and the red helmets with the Rams logo, which looks suspiciously like UNM's logo. Just put horns on the Lobo, and that will pretty much tell you what Portales' logo looks like. So as we continue through, of course, very important for both of these teams tonight, Don Morgan, as the playoffs loom. The seeding selection committee will get together late tomorrow, and they'll announce those early on Sunday morning. Portales at number 1. I think no matter what happens for Portales tonight, they will still be one of the top 4 teams and get the bye. But I think if Lovington wants to be, even though I think if this is a close game, Lovington should deserve to be one of the top 4. I don't think they will be, although I've learned in my life here in the land of enchantment, never second guess the NMAA because they will make you pay for it every time. But Lovington, I think probably if they do not get the victory tonight, probably drops to number 5, and then we'll have to play, my guess would be the loser of Bernalillo and Albuquerque Academy next week, right back here at Wildcat Stadium. So very important not only to claim the district championship for both of these squads, but especially for Lovington so they can get a bye next week.
Oh, yeah, and, every point is going to count, every opportunity to score, and to keep the ball out of the hands of Portales offense, to keep them from scoring.
And we'll talk about that momentarily. They're getting ready for the national anthem, so we'll wrap up the Stone Oilfield Services pregame show here on Z94. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR. Hobbs Lovington, the Z94 KZOR app, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. High above Wildcat Stadium, I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan patrols the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field. Brad Henderson alongside running the camera tonight on HobbsAmerica.com and the YouTube channel. And Evie Stuber running the three-ring circus back in studio engineering and producing. So before you had to go to break, Don, we mentioned you've got to slow down Portales, and everything for the Rams runs through their quarterback. He's also at their leading rusher, Paxton Culpepper, and when he throws the ball, Zane Mayberry. Seems like we've been calling that kid's name for about 400 years.
Right.
I heard he retired 6 years ago from the NFL. I'm kidding. and got his eligibility back for high school. But he is going to be one to watch, and one Lovington's going to have to think about double teaming on this. The Cats won the toss and deferred, and so they will be kicking off. Mayberry will be back deep to receive, and we are ready to go. District title on the line here tonight from Lovington, New Mexico. 59 degrees with a light breeze out of the southeast at kickoff time here tonight, as the blue-clad Cats taking on the white-clad Rams. Lovington, Portales for a district championship on a crisp Friday night. Nothing like it. It is a tradition here in the land of enchantment. Remy Hernandez will tee it up. The Cats will be moving from the south to the north, so kicking off to the north end zone. Portales will be moving to the south. That is left to right on your radio dial as Hernandez tees it up. And we are ready to go here for the district title tonight. And that will be a high end over ender, but whistles sound, and we've got a false start on Lovington. That's another thing they've got to work on. They had 13 penalties last week, way too many, and so that's going to back them up 5 yards. Not the way that Coach G wanted it to start, but well, okay, maybe now the jitters are out, and let's try it again.
Yeah, maybe the ice is broken here. These guys settled into it.
So Hernandez will tee it back up. The Rams 9-0 on the season, 2-0 in district. They are the number one team in Class 4A under head coach Jaime Ramirez. For Lovington, Coach Anthony Gonzalez, 6-3, 2-0 in district. They are number 3 right now in Class 4A. So move them back to the 35, and we will try this one all over again. So I guess hopefully the jitters are out now. Mayberry stands back at his own 10-yard line and awaits the return as Hernandez will signal it, tell his guys settle down. Now let's go get him, and he will boot it away. It's a high end over ender. Is Mayberry going to field it at the 15? Brings it up the middle to the 20, 25. He's got some speed across the 30, and a great shoestring tackle made by the Wildcats as Cameron Ochoa knifes him down. Still a good return, though, for Mayberry, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. That's where Portales will take over to start things off. Junior quarterback Paxton Culpepper makes the world turn for these Portales Rams. Keep an eye on him, and wherever Mayberry is, put 2 guys on him. Lovington puts 5 men across the front. Culpepper waits for it. He'll hand off on the first play of the game to Raduloff, and he will be down right at the line. Good job by Lovington to read that one, and that will be number 6, DeMarcus Thompson, who brings him down. No gain on the play to Raduloff, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Nice smothering defense right there. Got a whole game to do plays and jump on it just like that.
Going to be important to put a little pressure on Culpepper. Don't give him time to find Mayberry in the passing routes. Trips to the right side, one to the left. Back to pass. Good protection. Now it breaks down. Culpepper, though, can do it with his legs. He's across the 40, 45 to the 50. Inside Wildcat territory. Tippy toes on the sideline. 40, 20, 15, 10. Gets a block down the field. Cuts it back, and he will take it 66 yards into the end zone. And just like that, the big play bites. We talked about it, that it didn't need to happen, but it does, and Portales will take the early 6-0 lead. I don't see any laundry on the field. We talked about it, no big plays, and you got to remember, Culpepper's also their leading rusher. He can get it done with his legs. Keep a spy on him. So less than a minute into this one, Portales strikes first. We await the point after, and the kick is up, and it is good. So 51 seconds off the clock, and the big play bites early. Paxton Culpepper, 66 yards on the ground and to the house. We'll just keep it right here, as now the Wildcats are in a hole, going to be up for the offense to respond. What's the feeling down there, Dawn?
A little quiet.
Hopefully focused.
Yes.
And thinking about what they need to do. My guess is it won't be so quiet when the defense gets off and the defensive coaches get a hold of them. But, all right, so maybe now all those jitters are out, and it'll be up to the offense to take it back over, with Portales leading this one early, 7-0. So Portales, a 2-play, 66-yard drive. And then the point after is good. Paxton Culpepper doing it with his feet. Another important thing for the Lovington defense tonight is going to be wrap up. Too many times they attempt arm tackles, and that just doesn't work so good. So Portales going to get things settled at their 40. They will march it back. Their place kicker is number 40, Toby Standifer. Standifer going to be ready. He'll go between his gunners. Couple of Cats back deep to receive, and that'll be a low line drive. It will make it through to the back row. Going to be bobbled at the 10, picking it up off the bounce to the 20, to the 25, cutting it back, and a huge hit at the 26-yard line. The Wildcats with a good return, but almost disaster there as Cameron Ochoa on that return gets hit and hit hard by a couple of Rams, including Jalen Newbern. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, spotted at their own 26-yard line. So now it'll be up to the offense as Wyatt Gomez out. Wyatt wearing his accustomed number 2 once again. Wish he'd quit changing numbers. Empty set in the backfield, trips to the right, twins to the left. From the near hash mark, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. It'll be the quarterback keeper is around the end. Actually, that's Thompson who took the Wildcat. He came around, he's across the 40, across midfield, out to the Portales 49-yard line, and moved the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
Nice.
That's going to be
good answer right there.
25 yards on the snap to DeMarcus Thompson. I didn't even notice that DeMarcus had settled in over there.
That's how quickly that play developed, and I think that's part of the reason for his success.
And Thompson going to stay out as the quarterback as Wyatt winds up on the left side of the formation. So Thompson gets it. He's going to take it himself on the quarterback keeper. He starts it left, cuts it back right, goes over right tackle, and is going to be out to the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 9 for DeMarcus, and it'll be 2nd down and 1. So a new look tonight for Coach G.
Yeah, I like this, and for a new look, that's all great. New ideas are great, but you got to execute, and when it's fresh, you know, this is a play these are things they haven't done really all season. So far so good. I think it's great.
And now Wyatt is going to be the quarterback as Thompson will split out wide to the left. He'll be the single receiver left side. Put a tight end in the game on that left side, too. Now they're going to shift over, go Wildcat once again with Cameron Ochoa. Starts it left, cuts it back right. He's across the 40 and up to about the 36-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4 on the Wildcat to Cameron Ochoa and move the chains. 1st down, Lovington.
Nice, man. I tell you, you got to have versatile athletes to be able to change your play like this, to just work for a week or so on these plays. That's tremendous. It speaks really well for this team, how hard they worked, and really how athletic they are and how capable they are.
From the Portales 36-yard line, 9.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Lovington trailing 7-0. Twins to the right side, single receiver is Thompson to the left. 2 tight ends on the left side. And flags flying. We're going to have movement on the line. False start on Lovington. Their 2nd false start of the night.
Spoke too soon there, I guess.
You can tell they want to move fast, but sometimes speed kills. You settle things down and settle into your rhythm.
Right.
And that can be sometimes the danger when you shift into something like the Wildcat formation and you're running things with a different quarterback. When you get somebody else in there, the cadence changes a little bit, the rhythm changes just a little bit. And sometimes that can lead to some problems. So moving back to their own, or rather to the Ram 41-yard line, 1st down and 15. Cats trying to march and answer an early Portales score. Low snap, Gomez handles it, throws it underneath, that'll be complete across the 30, and that'll be close to the 1st down yardage.
Cesar Gonzalez, I think. Or was it O'Gean?
Actually, it was Ryan Weiser.
All right.
So
Again.
Rhino takes it.
Yeah.
And he's going to have enough for the 1st down. He needed 15. He got 15 and moved the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
Excellent. These guys are, they got off to that stunned them a little bit, having Portales put up the 7. But you know what? They're just moving forward. They're moving on with their game plan.
Lovington going to come out in a 4-receiver set this time. Ochoa in the backfield. Good snap, rolling to the near side. Wyatt looks to throw it, throws it, has Thompson at the 15-yard line, and that's where he'll be bumped out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 11 and move the chains. 1st down, Lovington, but we've got a flag back at the 20. We may have an illegal block downfield or an illegal man downfield. We'll see what the call's going to be. Let's wait and see what it's going to be, and it will be illegal receiver downfield, so it'll wipe out the reception, and it'll be another penalty for the Wildcats. Their 3rd penalty for 15 yards. So reset and go 1st and 15. That play took a little while to develop, and what happens there is sometimes the lineman will leak out about 4, 5, 6 yards down the field. And I think if they get more than 4 yards down the field, they are out of their quote-unquote box, and so they become an ineligible receiver. So wipe out the 11-yard gain and reset it first down and 15 once again. Back at the 31-yard line. First down and 15. They need to get it to the 16. Twins left, Twins right. Now Gomez will roll to the right. Pressure comes, steps, fires, hit as he throws, going for the back of the end zone, and that one will be incomplete as Lovington wanting a flag as Gonzalez, the intended target down there. But Cesar, I think the turf monster tripped him before the Portales defense did. A dangerous throw into double coverage, incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, I think that was, Lopez and Espinosa on him. For sure, really tight.
Yes, they were. So going for it all, I don't mind the play on first down and 15. Got to be careful throwing it into double coverage, though. So it'll be second down and 15 for the Wildcats. You do not want to stall out from the Ram 31-yard line. 8:19 to go in the first. Lovington trails by 7. Bunch trips on the left side, but get them close. They'll pitch it. Coming to Ochoa, and he gets through the middle and tippy-toes down to the 25-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 6 for Cameron before the hole closes, and he is shoot.
So he had a couple of good blocks in front of him by Herrera and Rivera.
So it'll be second down and, or rather third and 10 now for the Wildcats from the Portales 26-yard line. Clock moves with 7:45 remaining in the first half. Gomez gets the signal in and takes it in from right in the middle of the field. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It's Marquez by himself on the right side. Single back in the backfield is Ochoa. Low snap, Wyatt with it. Pressure comes, steps, dumps it across the middle and out of the reach of Thompson, who got blasted just as he got to the football.
Wow, that was Richards on him. Tight.
Caden Cordova also putting on the hit, so incomplete, and so now it'll be third down and 10 as Lovington going to keep the offense out there. Going to try and answer the score. A late check-in for the Wildcats will be Austin Alvarado, the sophomore lineman, bringing in a little bit of extra protection because Portales is going to bring the house, you've got to think. As Braden Beck checks out, and checking in late will be Leighton Faust for Portales. So Lovington going to come out in a 4-receiver set. They've got the extra tight end in the ballgame. Empty set in the backfield. Good snap, Wyatt with it. Protection holds. Steps up, looks, fires near side. Leaping up is Thompson, and he will make the grab. It'll be at the 20-yard line. It'll be good for 7 yards, but it is not enough, and it'll go over on downs to the Portales Rams. So the Ram defense holds as Lovington musters 3 first downs and gets it to the Portales red zone, but stalls out and comes up short. So back into the hands of the Rams offense. They lead 7-0.
But Lovington's defense has been the playmaking part of this team to get things sparked and started so many games. So if they could shake something loose here, or again, hold them up.
Just no big plays. Handed off and a little shake and bake for Radloff, and he's going to drag a couple of cats with him out to the 24-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 for Radloff, and it'll be second down and 5 as the Cats unstack and unpile. Coming out from the bottom, Francisco Areola, the sophomore, has seen a lot of significant time here the last 3-4 weeks and has really done a nice job. So it'll be second down and 5 after the run by Radloff. Trips to the left side, single receiver to the right. Radloff is the deep back. Culpepper from the pistol, handed off to Radloff. He goes right into the teeth of the Lovington defense, and they push him sideways. He is going to get a yard, but no more than that as Alex Rivera, first one to put the hat on him and move him sideways. So now it'll be third down and we'll call it a long 3 or a short 4. 6.5 to go in the first. Portales in the lead, 7-0. So let's see what Rivera dials up, and Coach G, as you can hear him down on the sideline, and the other coaching members of the coaching staff, and telling them no penalties. Right. Got to play smart down there. Portales going to bunch trips to the left side, single receiver to the right from the pistol formation. Culpepper, high snap, it is over his hands, it is bouncing around as going back. Lovington says they've got it, And do they? Yes, they do. The Cats will recover. As coming out from the bottom of the pile is Anson Marquez. It'll be a sack on Culpepper. 16-yard sack on Culpepper. And the turnover, and Lovington will have it knocking on the door. 1st and 10 from the 11. Anson Marquez came in and got that one.
Yeah, little help on a bad snap. But hey, when you make something out of a mistake from the other team, that's when you're playing well, and that's what did.
From the 11-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats.
They just need to finish this
They
now.
stalled out the red zone. Now they need to finish. The defense is giving them a gift. Trips to the left, single twins to the right, empty set in the backfield from the shotgun. Wyatt waits on it. Good snap. Actually, it's the Wildcat again. That is Thompson. Takes it around the right side on a sweep, and he's going to be near 1st down yardage as he crosses the 5 and is bumped out of bounds on the far side by Cordova. He's going to be just shy of the 1st down, 9 yards on the direct snap to DeMarcus Thompson. And it'll be 2nd down and 1 from the 5,
and
or rather
really
from the 4.
When they do that formation, they get into it quickly, and that's, just to keep the other team from spotting what they've done. They want to get into it quickly, and then they want to get off of the line quickly, develop that play so that they can complete that trickeration
and they're telling
to make it effective.
And Coach G is hearing from the officials. They're telling them they need to reset some things up on the scoreboard.
So
he's signaling there should be 5:40 on the clock, and there will be. So now we're ready to go. As Gomez sends a man in motion, that is Cesar. Starts it to the right, comes back left, hand it off, and right up the middle and puts 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats, Alec Olguin, his first carry of the night, and Lovington has punched it in. Olguin goes in untouched over the right tackle. Nice job to clear the road by Jaden Bosquez, and Olguin takes it home. And now the Cats trail 7-6 with the point after to come.
Point afters have been a little bit of a sore spot for Lovington in the last few games. They need to clean that up here tonight, make every point, every conversion they can.
Caleb Aranda on to attempt the extra point. Good snap. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is good. With 5:34 to go in the first quarter of play, Lovington 7, Portales 7. Back in a minute. Wildcat football continues on KZOR. Wildcats take advantage of a Portales turnover and turn it into points. A 4-yard run by Alec Olguin. The point after is good, so the Cats and the Rams are all tied at 7. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium as Hernandez will kick it away, and that one is going to be a short one, going to be fielded by one of the up men at the 20, 25 to the 30, coming to the near side and across to the 40-yard line. That one was fielded by Xavier Tarpeth, and he takes it up to the 40. A good return for Portales, and they'll have it 1st and 10 from the 40. Their own 40, I should be more specific.
Nice stop. Cesar Gonzalez was on one side of that sandwich that stopped him.
Rams take over.
So the Rams will have it 1st and 10 from their own 40. We are all tied at 7. 5:25 to go here in the first quarter. No lack of fireworks thus far. Trips left, a single receiver to the right. Culpepper is the quarterback. Radloff is the running back on his left shoulder. High snap again. Culpepper handles it, rolls left, looks, pressure comes, throws it out to the far side, has a man across the 50, tiptoes and out of bounds. Is trying to catch that number. That was Andrew Ontiveros. who's going to take it up to the 49 in Lovington territory. It'll be a pickup of 11. Ontiveros would have been gone, but fortunately couldn't hold the line. But that'll be the first down of the ball game for Portales. Now they have it in Lovington territory at the Wildcat 49. Bunch trips to the left, a single receiver to the right. Radloff on the right shoulder of Culpepper. High snap again. As handing it off, and Radloff goes around on a sweep to the left side, and he's going to get about 4 yards on it before he's knocked out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Radloff 10 yards on 4 carries, averaging 2.5 a carry. On 2nd down and 6, 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Portales on the march. We are tied at 7. 3 receivers right side and a 4-receiver set. Lovington shows blitz. Culpepper with time. Fires and over the head of his intended target as he was trying to get Braden Beck on the run down there.
Olguin really tight on him with good clean coverage.
So it'll be incomplete, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 now for Portales. Was that Tarpeth? As he's a little bit slow getting back to the line. As the Lovington coach is asking for some noise. That was Tarpeth, the intended target. Make sure I get him in the book. So trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Culpepper keeps it himself, and movement on the line before Culpepper can dance through as he got good blocks up front, but it'll be a false start on the Rams. Their first penalty of the night will move them back, and that'll make it 3rd down and 11. And again, you've got to be careful. You might ought to think about keeping a linebacker or a safety just kind of hovering behind the line in case Culpepper decides to come on through, because he would have had some running room that time. Back in Ram territory from the Portales 49. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Twins make that trips right, single receiver to the left. Lovington shows blitz. Radloff is the deep back. Back to pass, Culpepper. And he steps up in the pocket, lets it fly. He's going across the middle, has a man at the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and fighting his way into the end zone. And stepping out, no, he got into the end zone. So it'll be a 51-yard completion for Portales. Tommy Lopez, who burned the Wildcats last year, takes it 51 yards on a near-perfect pass from Culpepper, who stepped up in the pocket, let fly, and the Portales Rams retake the lead with 4:43 to go here in the first quarter.
And there was all kinds of pressure coming in on him at the time.
Snap is good, and Standifer's kick is up, and it is good with 4:43 to go here in the first quarter. It's Portales 14, Lovington 7. We're back in a minute on KZOR. It's a 60-yard drive for Portales. Paxton Culpepper to Tommy Lopez pays it off, 51 yards. The point after is good. 4:43 to go in the first quarter. We've got the fireworks going on. It'll be a low-line drive kick. On the 3rd bounce, it'll be picked up by the Wildcats. Coming across the 15 to the 20, to the 25. Coming near side is Gutierrez to the 30, to the 31-yard line, where he is run out of bounds and spun down by Lazarus Fitz. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan patrols the blue turf of Brian Urlacher Field. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Brad Henderson running the cameras tonight for HobbsAmerica.com and the YouTube channel. Lovington Sports YouTube, please subscribe. So from the Wildcat 32, they come back out on offense. Trailing by 7, split backs in the backfield. Right in between them is Gomez. He'll hand it off. And the right side sweep for Ochoa, and he rolled over a man. No whistle. He's on the run. He's to the 50, the 40, the 30. It's a foot race. 10, 5, put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. 68 yards. Cameron Ochoa to the house. And that was all Ochoa as he got rolled over Cruz Garcia and Centino Espinosa. His knees, his elbows, his hands never touched the ground. He found himself pointed in the right direction after never touching and takes it 68 yards to the house, and the track meet seems to be on.
Yeah, trading touchdowns here. Lovington executing, making their own big play. Take that.
So now the point after to come. Aranda will put it up and pops it up, but it'll go wide to the right. So with 4:24 to go in the first, Lovington trails Portales 14-13. We'll just keep it right here and say a big thank you to our friends at Eastern New Mexico University. Don't forget ANMU.edu. They are enrolling for the spring semester now. Also a big thanks to our friends at CYA Trucking Insurance, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supplies, Stone Oilfield Services, Man Welding, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Bob's Thriftway, Lovington Schools, and Lovington Auto Supply. It feels like we've had a whole game worth of stuff already, Dawn Morgan.
Yeah.
And we've still got 4:24 to go in the first quarter.
Amazing. I mean, this game has been so full of things already. And, man, these both teams came to play. They both want this. It's gonna be a long football night in the best kind of way, I think.
I think this is going to be one of those that comes down to which team makes the fewest mistakes.
Yep.
May come off the blue turf with the district trophy. So Remy Hernandez will tee it up at the 40 to kick it away. Mayberry back deep to receive. As what an adventure so far tonight. So Hernandez will come up on the ball, and he will boot it away, a high end over ender. That one is going to drive Mayberry back, and he's just going to watch that one go into the end zone. So we'll bring it out to the 20, and that's where Portales will have it, first down and 10. Of course, after tonight, the final game of the regular season, the NMAA will have their seeding meeting late tomorrow night, and will announce the seedings for the playoffs on Sunday morning at 7:30. Both of these schools will be in. Only question is, will both of them get a bye? I think they probably both should get a bye.
I think it's going to be difficult for the NMAA to give both of these teams from the same district here in southeast New Mexico a bye.
We may be talking more about that in the postgame show, and I bet we will. So waiting on it is Culpepper, going to keep it himself. Takes it right side, and Lovington had seen that one before. It'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the quarterback keeper as Herrera and Rivera and DeMarcus Thompson, all go in on Culpepper. No gain on that one, and it'll be second down and 10. Of course, the playoffs for Lee County actually begin tonight with the Tatum Coyotes up in Melrose tonight, taking on number 8, taking on number 1. That game on the Tatum Sports YouTube channel. Best of luck to the Coyotes. Jowl playing in Hagerman tonight, and Hobbs taking on Carlsbad. Final games of the regular season for the 11-man squads. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Good snap. Culpepper with it. Has time. Pocket closes. Throws it across the middle. Has a man in stride. He's across the 45 to the 40. And finally taken out at midfield as Braden Beck is going to take it 30 yards on a little slant route. He got in front of his coverage and took it down. And it'll be first and 10 for the Rams right at midfield. I'll give Culpepper this, the 5'11", 190-pound junior. He is not afraid to step up in that pocket, and his receivers were cutting across and have been cutting across and have bailed him out a couple of times. He's 3 of 4 for 92 yards and a touchdown with 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. Bunch 3 to the left, single receiver to the right side. Good snap, Culpepper with it. Pressure comes, he gets away from one. Flags everywhere, and Culpepper going to be taken down back at the 44-yard line. The Cats got to him. The question is, what's the call going to be? We might have a hold. We might have a face mask. It could be either or. So let's see. We're going to have a personal foul face mask on the Wildcats. Oh, and so wipe the sack off of the ground, and it'll be a 15-yard penalty on Lovington as the blue-clad faithful not happy about it, but march 15 off from the spot of the foul. And so it'll be, we'll replay first down, so it'll be first down and 1 because it happened from the spot. Now they'll move them up to the Wildcat 41-yard line. I think I would argue that was, it might have been a face mask. I would argue that it was not the 15-yard variety. I would argue it was the 5-yard variety.
Yeah. I think it was incidental.
It was, and that is an automatic first down. I thought it was. So 15 yards and an automatic first down, third first down for the Rams. As they're still discussing what the actual call should be and what it all should be. You can't march off another 5 yards. So they determined it was 5 yards from 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage. Wow. So that winds up first and 10 from the 35, but that actually winds up being about a 22-yard penalty at the end of the day. It only goes in the books as a 15-yarder. So Portales from the Wildcat 35 after they had Culpepper dead to rights, but they got his face mask. High snap, pressure comes. Culpepper across the middle and overthrows his intended target. Just led Lopez too much. So incomplete. It'll be second down and 10. This is where the Wildcat D will need to buckle down, Dawn. They're kind of on their heels a little bit.
Gutierrez was on him a little behind, but pretty good coverage, but it was overthrown. Either the route was underrun or the ball was overthrown, or a little of both.
I know Lovington likes to run man-on-man defense, but with Portales running 5 guys all over the place, you might want to think about putting 2 guys on Mayberry and putting your other 4 or 5 in zone, and if they come into your area, that's when you clock them. Empty set in the backfield for Culpepper. Good snap. He's going to roll near side. Under pressure, lets it fly. Comes near side, and that one is complete, but it's complete to Paul Sanchez. And Paul's not in the game, and he's wearing a Lovington uniform.
Yeah.
So incomplete officially, and it'll be third down and 10. Good coverage by the Wildcats and good pressure applied, but we've got a flag, and it'll be holding on Portales.
Good deal.
So move them back 10 yards. So it'll go from second down and 10 to second down and 20, or actually first and 20. If Lovington accepts it, I'm not sure I would. Yep, they're going to take it.
Okay.
So that'll move them back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So that'll move them back to their own 45-yard line. So second down and 20 after the incompletion. Yeah, it is second and 20. Had to go check my own notes there. So second down and 20, and Portales going to put, looks like, 3 or 4 receivers. They're going to put 4 receivers over on the left side, looks like, and a long time for the play to come in. They've still got plenty of time on the play clock. And Radloff is going to move over onto the left shoulder of Culpepper. 3 receivers to the left. They stack them up. Single receiver to the right is Beck. Culpepper says something to Radloff. Now he's going to shift over to the other shoulder. Lovington looks like they are going to bring the blitz. High snap, Culpepper with it, has time, lets it fly, and that he did not get out of the tackle box. Throw the intentional grounding flag, as long as you get out of the tackle box, you're fine. But he just went straight back and threw the flag and threw the ball. He did not get it. You've got about a 5-yard window between the tackles, and he did not get out of it. And yes, it will be intentional grounding, 10 yards, loss of down. And so now it'll be third down, or rather fourth down and Hobbs for Portales. Yeah, they changed that rule this year. Used to, the last however many years, if they threw it to where nobody was even in the neighborhood, it was an intentional grounding. They changed it to be more like college and the pros, where as long as you got out of the tackle box, you could do whatever you wanted, assuming the ball made it across the line of scrimmage. So new rule this year, and it moves Portales back. Loss of downs, 10-yard penalty, and it should be punt time for the Rams as back-to-back penalties shoot the Rams in the foot. And now Coach Ramirez is barking at the side judge, and the side judge going to come out and talk to the white cap, the head official. 3:03 to go in the first, and now we've got a little questioning about the call. He didn't get out of the tackle box, Coach. Sorry.
And the assistant coaches over here knew immediately that was a foul.
And
they
Coach,
knew immediately.
Coach G was right on the lineman, giving the flag throw motion. They knew it was, and so Portales on to punt, looks like, but look for the fake. It is 3rd down and Hobbs, 3rd down and 31 for the Rams. They're going to run a little bit of a swinging gate, and timeout is going to be taken by Coach Jaime Ramirez. He wants to bark at the side judge a little bit more. So with 3:03 to go in the first quarter, Portales 14, Lovington 13, back in 30 seconds on KZOR. Welcome back out of the Portales timeout. It'll be 3rd down and 31, actually 4th and 31 for the Rams. They should have lost the down. This should be 4th and 31. Instead, they're going to give the Rams another shot at it. It is a loss of down, but they didn't count it on the intentional grounding. So 3rd down and Hobbs for the Rams as Culpepper back to pass. Gets out of one, runs into his own man, and he's going to go down back at the 36-yard line. It'll be an 8-yard sack, 3rd of the night for the Wildcats. And now it'll be 4th down and Eunice, and it's got to be punt time for Portales.
Little football karma there, I do believe.
I think maybe so. So after the 66-yard scamper by Culpepper on the second play of the ballgame, he has moved steadily backwards. 3 sacks now for the Wildcats. He's lost 30 of those yards.
Come on, special teams.
And it'll be a high spiraling punt. Going to take a big Portales bounce, and Lovington wisely gets away from it.
Yep.
Bounced at the 35 and is down inside the 20, inside the 15, and is going to be downed at the Wildcat 14-yard line. So Lovington will take it back over after Portales gets a couple of breaks and then kind of shoots themselves in the foot. We've seen that a time or two. We are not immune to that, but we have to be on this drive. We trail by a point, 14-13. Great to have you with us. With Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle, Brad Henderson, running cameras, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing.
Can you believe we're still in the first quarter? 15 seconds left in it, as a matter of fact.
I know, this is crazy. We've been playing for 40 minutes now, and we're not out of the first quarter yet. There's been a lot going on. Lovington going to come in with a jumbo formation, and they're going to pitch it on an end around, and that'll be Rivero. He shakes and bakes at the 20 and is going to be out at the 24-yard line as Elijah Rivero on the end around.
Yep.
Or was that Anson? Nope, that was Rivero, 26. And so he's going to take it 10 yards and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Ooh, I knew it was going to be close.
Looks like Coach G has opened up the playbook a bit tonight. Of course, we saw Rivero carry one last week on an end around. That one a bit more delayed than one we saw against Academy, but we'll take it. Under 2 minutes to play. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 24-yard line. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right to the near hash mark. Hold the handoff out, and starting it and bringing it back in is going to be Cameron Ochoa, who crosses the 30 out to the 32-yard line as Cameron going to rack up 8 more yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Cats.
Yeah, that was great. He saw a little seam open, and he went low and made every bit of yardage out of it he could.
As Jaden Bosquez again with a good block up on the line that opened that up and let him move through it. 2nd down and 2. Cameron with 4 carries, 86 yards so far. He is the single set back in a 4-receiver set. Hand it to Cameron again. He's going to bring it left side. He drags a couple of big boys with him and crosses the 40 out to the 40, or rather the 35, out to the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 for Cameron and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Man,
as I don't know how he took Javier Lujan with him. That is a big boy, but Cameron just said and drug him, and he had a couple other big guys on him too.
That just looked painful. But, man, he was determined.
Young back and young knees. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 38-yard line. 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Lovington trails by a point. Twins right, single receiver to the left. Tight end on the left side, fake the handoff.
Yes.
It'll be Thompson, keeps
DeMarcus.
it himself. He's got some room. He's going to cross in to Portales territory, and he gets upended and hit hard, but not before he picks up 14 yards, and it'll be another Lovington first down.
Yeah, and if it weren't for,
If it wasn't for...
Yorfie on then for Portales as well right there.
Yeah, and Tarpeth got him down too, so... Yeah, credit where credit is due. Tarpeth saved the touchdown as Thompson moved it up, as Lovington just going to let the clock expire. We have played a quarter in the district championship game from here at Wildcat Stadium. Lovington trailing Portales 14-13. We are back in 1 minute here on Z94 KZOR. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the Portales 49 as we start the second quarter. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan field side. Brad Henderson running the camera tonight, and Evie Stuber running the three-ring circus that is the One Radio Square tonight in the KZOR studios. So, yeah, they had to reset the clock as they let it keep running. Oops. Come on, Coach Pack. I didn't just call out Casey. I didn't. I like him. He's a good guy. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats in Portales territory from the Ram 49. Flip the field. Lovington moving from left to right now. Twins left. Single receiver to the right. Send a man in motion left to right. That is Weiser. Good snap, hand it off, and that will be Ochoa, who runs into a red and white clad wall and is taken down after a short gain. Manny Chavez from his linebacker position just jumped over the Lovington line and ran into Cameron. 1 yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9. So ball still spotted at the 49-yard line, less than a yard gain. Wildcats trail by a point. A lot has already gone on in this one. Split backs in the backfield from the shotgun is Wyatt. He'll pitch it out. Coming to the right side is Olguin, as he's going to have a yard, maybe 2. Not a lot of room for Alec to run before he's stacked up by Santino Espinosa and also by Jalen Newbern.
And Webster in on that as well. Webster actually was behind him, kind of helped push him forward just a bit for a while.
So it'll be a 2-yard gain, and now it'll be 3rd down and a long 7, short 8 for the Wildcats. As the run has been effective, but Portales maybe starting to key on it a little bit. Maybe think about throwing, they've done it a lot this season, just throw out to one of the wide receivers in the flat.
They just can't get stalled out here.
No, they can't. Twins left, twins right. Gomez waits on it. Good snap. Pressure comes. Wyatt steps up, throws it underneath, and good coverage. Dallas Lozano blows up Olguin, trying to leak out of the backfield. Incomplete for Gomez, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 8 for Lovington. And this is right in that area where do you go for it or do you punt it?
Man.
Wyatt's the punter too, so you can come out with an offensive look.
And end up doing a pooch kick.
Uh-huh. They are going to come out and set up in formation. Empty set in the backfield on 4th down and 8. Gomez waits for it. He gets the hard count as Portales points at Lovington, but Portales broke the plane before Lovington moved, as the Wildcats center did not jump until he got clocked in the helmet. So this should be offsides on Portales, not false start on Lovington, and it will be offsides on the Ram as the hard count gets Portales their 4th penalty for 30 yards. And now it's a 4th down and 3, so a little bit more of a decision here for the Wildcats.
Yeah.
I think they're going for it.
Yeah, I think go
From
Gio.
the Ram 42-yard line, they need to get it to the 39. 10.5 remaining here in the first half of play. 14-13, Portales in the lead. Trips right, 2 receivers to the left. Wyatt with it this time. He will throw it. He'll have a man complete at the 39. That's Rivero. He'll cut back inside and then bump it outside to the 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 11 for Elijah and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Yeah, that was so good because Wyatt got the ball out of his hands quickly.
And Rivero did a nice little cut in and turned around.
Yes.
And the ball was on target when he turned around, and then he made another 3 or 4 yards happen.
Yep. So really good coverage, good play, developed quickly. Rivera right where he needed to be. Execution great.
From the 32-yard line inside Portales territory. Twins left, Twins right. Ochoa is the deep back. Wyatt with it, throws it, and sliding in. That is going to be Patrick Sanchez, who makes the grab up at the 25-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 7 to Patrick. And it'll be 2nd down and 3. Just a nice quick throw. You like to see that.
Yes.
So it'll be 2nd down and 3. Lovington finding a little bit of offensive rhythm. And keeping the clock moving too. So burning a little time. 14-13. The Cats trail by a point.
The longer you keep the ball, that's less time that Portales has to score with the ball.
Yes, it is. So on a 2nd down and 3, back to pass. Wyatt with all day, comes across the middle and in and out of the hands. He had Cesar Gonzalez wide open at the 15, but Cesar, I think, was hearing the footstep. Overran it a little, and he was hearing footsteps on the backside too.
And when he turned, he slipped just a little bit too, and I think that kept him from getting there.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats. They are at the Portales 26-yard line. So Lovington would like to quote Hank Stram, just keep matriculating the ball right down the field. Single back in the backfield is Ochoa from the far hash mark. Wyatt with it, hand it to Cameron. Good block up the middle as he is on his feet, and he'll be down at the 20. Somehow holding on, grabbing on, and hanging on. Manny Chavez will bring him down, but not before he picks up 5 yards and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Nice. Number 60, Jaden Garcia, threw a nice block to help him out.
So that'll move the chains to the 21-yard line. First down and 10 for Lovington. As Ochoa now 97 yards on 7 carries, including that 68-yard acrobatic touchdown run.
You're good.
Twins to the left, Twins to the right. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 22-yard line. Gomez keeps it himself, rolls right, throws the little jump pass into the back of the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. Zadrick Betancourt from 22 yards out, and the Cats will take the 20-14 lead.
Pretty as you please. Great toss. Betancourt right where he needed. Turned around. They made that look so easy.
And Zadrick got between 2 defenders, and they just lost him. And just the little jump pass right into his hands. That one almost looked easy. I know it was not.
Nope, but they made it look that way.
Now the question for the Wildcats is going to be, do you go for 2 to get the points you lost back? And they are going to line up to go for 2. So trying to make this 21-14. Send a man in motion. That is Betancourt. Gomez back to pass, throws it and skips it in.
Cesar Gonzalez, the intended target there.
So
just throwing a little in front of him.
Incomplete, but the Cats will take the lead, 19-14. 8.5 to go in the first half. We're back in 1 minute on Z94 KZOR. 22 yards on the right side jump pass to Zadrick Betancourt from Wyatt Gomez. The 2-point conversion no good, but Lovington up by 5, 19-14. Back here at Wildcat Stadium as Ramirez will kick it away, and that is a high end over-ender. It goes to Mayberry at the 5, brings it out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Little shake and bake across the 25, out to the 27, still on his feet as it's become a rugby scrum across the 30 to the 32-yard line. As Mayberry has been quiet tonight, you've got to think that Culpeper is going to start looking for him a little bit more, Dawn Morgan.
Yes, and Lovington has really got to, they can't celebrate. They have to actually think about maybe forcing a turnover, getting the ball back, getting another score on the board. They're 5 points down.
An interesting note, though, and I need to double-check this, but I believe this is the first time all season that Portales has trailed.
And that's what I say, Portales is 5 points down now. Not enough. Lovington needs to add to that. They've leaked away 3 points.
Sindeman in motion and on the end around with some room to run. That is Andrew Ontiveros. He's across the 35, across the 40, and he steps out at the 42. Wow, they're going to give him, where are they going to put him? They're pushed out by Jaden Gutierrez at the 40-yard line. So it'll be the end around to Ontiveros. And he's going to pick up 9, and it'll be 2nd down and 1 for the Rams as they're going a little bit deeper into the playbook here. So from the 41-yard line, twins stacked up to the left, single receiver to the right. Sindeman in motion as they hand it off, and they go the other way this time as bouncing off a man is Tommy Lopez, but he bounced the wrong way, and he's going to be down. And I think he's going to be short of the first down. Nice job by the Wildcats.
Yeah, good
and
containment.
Elon Clayton. And DeMarcus Thompson, too, as I have to add another runner into my books. That was Lopez. And are they going to give him forward progress? Yes, they are. They give him a 1-yard forward progress. So it'll be enough to move the chains for the Rams. That'll be their 4th first down of the half. So from their own 42-yard line, they are going to throw it and just flip it out to Braden Beck, and he's going to get a little yardage out of it, a 3-yard completion to Beck, his second catch of the ball game, 2nd down and 7. 95 yards through the air for Paxton Culpeper. Keeps it in bounds, so right at the 45-yard line, that's where the nose of the football is, inside Ram territory. Portales football, as we've got a good one tonight, you would expect nothing less from the number 1 and should be probably number 2 team in the state, but 1 and 3, pretty evenly matched battle, you would think. Sindeman in motion, fake the handoff. They will hand it off that time to Devin Diaz, and nowhere for Diaz to go. He's knifed down behind the line. Areola leads the charge, and it'll be a loss of 2 for Diaz. And it should be 3rd down and 9. Well, they're going to make it 3rd and 8, just a 1-yard loss officially. So now it'll be 3rd down and 8. 7 minutes to go as Lovington's crowd gets on their feet. Portales brought a heck of a contingent tonight as well. A lot of folks here at Wildcat Stadium for this district championship battle in 4-6A. 4A6 as Culpeper throws it. He will get it to Mayberry. Mayberry with room to work, but Lovington stays on him nicely. Mayberry gets 5 yards out of it. Buddy is going to be brought down by Patrick Sanchez. Patrick stays on him. First catch for Mayberry is good for 5, but it'll be 4th down and 4. So punt team comes out for Portales, but watch for the fake.
Right. What nice work by the defense, though. And the crowd came alive and really got behind them.
Yes, they did. As Beck will put the punt up. That one partially blocked, I think, or did he just get a bad one off as it's going to roll and go sideways and be down by the Rams as Zach Radloff will put it down at the Wildcat 31-yard line. But a great defensive stand that time for the Wildcats.
Definitely, and this should spark the offense. They need to take this ball. They've got to get a score. They have bled away 3 points to Portales. You just can't do that in a game this big. They're leading, but only by 5. even one score without a conversion puts them behind again. So they need to increase that right here. March down the field a bit. Maybe hey, we'll take a big play without much time off the clock to get some more points on the board, but it'd be nice to eat clock at the same time.
6:08 to go in the first half. Lovington up 19-14. Twins left, Twins right. Send a man in motion. That is Rivero, and flags fly as people jumping everywhere. And it'll be false start on the Wildcats. Yep, they didn't manage to argue their case that time. 5th penalty on Lovington for 35 yards, so move them back to the 26. It'll be first down and 15 for Lovington. Sometimes when you get those kind of longer plays and those guys in motion, you're thinking, especially Portales was showing they might bring an extra attacker or two, an extra man on the blitz, and sometimes you just kind of jump a little bit. And Lovington got caught that time. First and 15, moving back to the Wildcat 26-yard line. Trips to the right, single, make that Twins to the left. Empty set in the backfield. Gomez is the quarterback. Good snap, and actually that's Thompson who picks it up off the turf, and he's going to keep fighting out to the 29-yard line. It'll be 3 hard yards for DeMarcus Thompson. 6 carries, make that 5 carries, 60 yards.
And hits from both sides, hard hits.
And so second down and 12 after the snap to Thompson. I got to remember Wyatt's wearing sleeves. DeMarcus is not. Look for the sleeves, TJ.
Don't help the other team too much there, though.
So now Wyatt is in there, and an empty set in the backfield. Wyatt tries the hard count, and Portales will go that time.
Jump,
big 77, Javier Lujan jumps off sides. So it will be another 5-yard penalty on the Rams. Their 5th penalty of the night for 35 yards. They're even in that stat. So that'll shift it up a little bit, and it'll make it a second down and 7 for Lovington.
It's a little more doable.
Yep, stays in front of the chains, as they say.
Right. Lovington needs to take every gift they can, try to make even more out of it.
Empty set in the backfield, trips left, Twins to the right. Waiting on it is Gomez. Wyatt, good snap with it. Pressure comes, fires it high, but it goes to Rivero. He's got it, makes the first man miss, still on his feet. Spins out of it, 45 to the 50. Down to the sideline, gets a block. 40, 30, 15, 10, 5. Put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. 66 yards. Elijah Rivero, take it to the house, young man. And Lovington puts 6 more on the boards, no laundry on the field, and now it is 25-14 for Lovington. As the Wildcats have come out and punched the Rams in the mouth and said, you may be 9-0, you may think you're number 1, but you ain't played anybody like us yet, boys.
Well, they've got 12, they've got a little bit of room on the board here, and maybe another point or two to come.
And looks like the Wildcats are going to keep the offense out. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion, try and get it back. They're going to go with split backs in the backfield. Thompson will be pulling the trigger on the 2-point conversion as whistles sound. As timeout going to be taken by Lovington. So we'll just keep it right here with 4:59 remaining here in the first half of play. Lovington going to decide what they want to do on the extra point. Of course, we're going to have a lot to talk about in your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. And I bet Coach G is going to have a lot to say in the Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Lovington Auto Supply, Bob's Thriftway, both proud sponsors of Wildcat Athletics. Also the Lovington Schools, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Man Welding, Stone Oilfield Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, CYA Trucking Insurance, and Eastern New Mexico University. Pardon me, and just a reminder from our friends at ENMU, they are currently accepting applications for spring of 2024. Find out more about their programs both in person and online at enmu.edu. So now the point after to come, the PAT, the point after touchdown. Lovington has got the offense out there, looks like, going to try for the 2-point conversion to make this 27-14. Stretch this up to a 13-point lead if they can. And it will be DeMarcus Thompson running the quarterback position. Thompson with split backs in the backfield with him. Give it to DeMarcus. He rolls left side, looking, turns it up and into the end zone. Put the 2 on the board as a flag comes in. We are going to have a late hit on Portales. That should be unsportsmanlike conduct, late hit.
Conversion was good.
So the PAT is good, and the flag came in after the PAT was good, and they're going to call holding on Lovington. Are you kidding me? How can you throw that? He had been in the end zone. You could have counted to 5 before that flag came in. Maybe the flag got hung up in his pocket. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So it'll take 2 points off the board, and so Lovington will have to try the 2-point conversion again, or try the PAT again, and it looks like they may move the kicking team out this time. That'll move them back to the 12-yard line, make it the 11, so it happened at the 1. And it will be a point after attempt for Aranda. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and Aranda puts that one up, and that one will spin through. So the PAT is good, and with 4:59 to go here in the first half, Lovington 26, Portales 14. We're back in 1 minute on KZOR Hobbs Lovington. Elijah Rivero makes a couple guys miss, and then the point after is good. The Wildcats go up 26-14 against the number 1 Portales Rams. Mayberry will take it at the 10 to the 15. He's got a seam 20, 25 to the 30, to the 40, and out to the 45-yard line as he is caught from behind and dragged down by Chase Terrell, as Terrell staying with it stops Mayberry from getting even more yardage on the kickoff. That has been kind of the weakness for the Wildcats in this district season. Their kryptonite, if you will, has been kickoff coverage. But Terrell does a nice job. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Portales 46-yard line. 4:49 to go here in the first half. Lovington up 26-14. Don Morgan on the blue turf of Brian Urlacher Field. I'm TJ Miracle high above Wildcat Stadium. Portales comes out, trips to the right, single receiver to the left, and that's Radloff in the backfield. As Culpepper just keeps it himself, and he is hit and hit hard immediately by Alex Rivera and dropped in on that stop to Patrick Sanchez. Wow, that's a generous spot out to the 49-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3 officially. I think that's a little bit generous, but okay. 2nd down and 7. So 2nd down and 7. Portales with the football. 4:15 to go in the half. Twins left, Twins right, right on the big cat. Culpepper tosses it on the wide receiver screen, and it works to perfection as that'll be complete to Braden Beck, and he's going to be just shy of the 1st down. Gets it to the Lovington 46-yard line, make it the 45. So it'll be a pickup of 6 to Beck, his 3rd catch of the night. It'll be 3rd down and a yard. 106 through the air for Paxton Culpepper. And now a 3rd down and 1. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. And Lovington with a 12-point lead. On 3rd and 1, the deep back is Radloff. Lovington shows they're going to bring pressure. Culpepper changes the play at the line. Lovington brings even another man up. They hand it off to Radloff. He gets it over on the left side. He's got plenty of room, and he drags a couple of cats with him across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 11 from Radloff, more than double his longest run of the night to this far, and it'll move the chains for Portales. They'll have it their 5th 1st down, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the Lovington 31. Make it the 32. But a good run for Radloff. 5 carries, 21 yards for that senior running back. So now Portales trying to pick things up. Send a man in motion left to right. That is Lopez. Hand it off. Radloff brings it left side again, and he's going to cross the 30 and get it down to the 29-yard line.
Kyler Reeves brings him down.
Be a pickup of about 4 for Radloff that time. It'll be 2nd down and 6. 2:40 remaining here in the first half. Lovington 26, Portales 14. This is 2 heavyweights in Class 4A going after it. The District 4-6 4A championship on the line as whistles sound as timeout going to be taken by Portales. Their second timeout of the half with 2:23 remaining in the half. Lovington 26, Portales 14. We're back in 30 seconds here on KZOR. Back to Wildcat football here on Z94, KZOR, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan on the blue turf at Urlacher Field. Portales takes their second timeout with 2:23 remaining in the half. Lovington leading this one by 12. From the Wildcat 29-yard line, Portales comes out in a 4-receiver set, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Deep back is Radloff. Culpepper, good snap, back to pass, has time, steps up in the pocket, is hit as he lets it fly, and the ball is out, and they are going to say the arm was moving forward as hopping up and down like, oh, I could have had it, Valente Herrera. But they got to him, so incomplete pass, and very lucky that it was, almost reminiscent of the old Tom Brady tuck rule play. So now it'll be 3rd down and 7. Clock stops with 2:15 on the incompletion. Culpepper walks over to get what he needs from the coaching staff on the Portales side, and head coach Jaime Ramirez
just
signaling him what he wants.
The end zone.
As now Lovington needs to get loud and rowdy as the blue-clad faithful making some noise. Big 3rd down and 7 to go. Trips left, single receiver right. As whistles sound. And timeout going to be taken, or is it going to be delay of game? And it will be delay of game on Portales. So it goes from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 12. 6th penalty for 40 yards. I think Lovington's noise is disrupting them a little bit. You can't get complacent, though. Lovington shows blitz. A big 3rd down and 12. Culpepper with it. Katz on the prowl and lets it fly and has a man across the 25 and down at about the 21-yard line. Beck, his 4th catch of the night. That's going to be close to 1st down yardage. Well, we do have a flag on the play, and that's back in the neighborhood of holding. So it may wipe out a 13-yard completion. Let's see. Let's see what the head official has to say. And it will be pass it'll be roughing the passer on Lovington. So they will take that one. It'll be a 1st down. And that'll be 15 yards from the end of the play. And so the 12-yard completion to Beck will stand. I really thought that it was one or the other, but I guess they're going to give them both. So it'll be 1st and goal. They'll make it 1st and 10 for Portales from the 11. Their 7th 1st down. Beck, 4 catches, 51 yards. Now it'll be up to Lovington's D to stand tough. 1st and 10 from the 11. Under 2 minutes remaining in the half. Lovington's players and team trying to fire up the home crowd. Defense brings it. Culpepper rolls right, throws right, and that one skips off the knee of his intended target. He was trying to get Ontiveros over there. Incomplete.
Good coverage on them. He was about to get nailed.
Yes, he was. So 2nd and goal from the 11. 1:44 remaining in the half. Lovington with a 12-point lead, but that does not feel comfortable. Twins left, Twins right from the near hash mark. Single back In the backfield with Culpepper is Radloff. Culpepper with it. Protection breaks down. He's got room up the middle. He's going to cut it back to the 5 and inside. And Culpepper will have his second rushing touchdown of the night. Takes it in from 11 yards for the Portales touchdown. As unfortunately, sometimes when you bring that extra man, it opens something up. And it did that time. And Culpepper too good with his feet and takes it in.
Credit where credit due. That was a really nice run by him.
It was pretty. Culpepper, 7 carries, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the point after is good. 96 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's Lovington 26, Portales 21. We're back in 1 minute on Z94 KZOR. Paxton Culpepper takes advantage of a roughing the passer personal foul on the Wildcats, and he will take it into the end zone from 11 yards out. And the point after is good, so Lovington leading this one by 5, 26-21. I don't think we would expect anything different out of this one. 96 seconds remaining here in the half. Lovington will have the ball to start the second half. They do still have 2 timeouts, so Lovington going to be incumbent on them right now to make this a 2-touchdown swing. And the kickoff, it'll be a spinner into intermediate range, and Lovington going to field it at the 25, but whistles sound as flags fly. I think we may have offside on Portales. Both teams have gotten a little bit sloppy here. So, yep, it will be offsides on Portales. They've now been whistled 6 times for 45 yards. Lovington whistled 6 times for 50 yards.
How about if Lovington went into half after making a touchdown here, putting another 6-7 on the board?
Yeah, you'd like to see that, and they've got 2 timeouts to work with.
Yeah.
Like I said a minute ago, it could be a 2-touchdown swing, and that's, I think, what Lovington would ultimately like, is to make this a 33 or so to 21, and then score coming out and make it 40-21. That would put the onus on the Portales offense, to be sure. It'll be another short attempt on an onside kick. It'll be peeled up by Ochoa at the 35, brings it out across the 40 to the 41-yard line, where he'll be spun down by Dylan Saunders. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats with exactly 90 seconds on the clock, and they'll have it at their own 43-yard line, 1st down and 10. Well, if you're Lovington, you need to maximize these 90 seconds, even though you will have the ball first, to start the second half. Just a 5-point lead. You don't feel all that comfortable, but you don't want to do anything just too wild and crazy here either. From the near hash mark, trips to the left, twins to the right. Portales with just 3 men across the front, as Wyatt keeps it himself, and he's going to come near side and out of bounds at the 45-yard line, 2-yard gain. No, DeMarcus, thank you. Yeah. Again, Wyatt's wearing sleeves. DeMarcus isn't. You get in habits as a broadcaster, and you're just, sometimes you expect to see something, and that's just what you see, whether that's what's actually there or not.
And that's what Lovington's hoping that Portales is doing, is they're seeing what they want to see, and that's why they're sneaking these little plays in there.
Now it is going to be Wyatt from the 45-yard line. He'll roll near side, looks to pass, pressure comes, is hit as he lets it fly, and that one will be complete down at the Ram 25-yard line. Cesar Gonzalez, 25. That'll be 30 yards to Cesar Gonzalez and move the chains. 1st down, Cats, and I think some talking going on down there. You got to be careful. You don't want to wipe out a 30-yard gain, Cesar. And we do have a flag at the line of scrimmage. This one's coming back with a dadgum hold. So wipe out the 30-yarder as the Boo Birds come out on the blue side. 7 penalties, 60 yards on the Cats. And wipes out the 30-yard completion. So march them back to the Wildcat 40. It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And that would happen 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Dadgummit. So now it'll be second down and 13 for Lovington. Under a minute to play. Twins left, Twins right. Portales looks like they're going to go man. Now they'll shift into blitz. Wyatt waits for it. He throws it. Coming down the near sideline, trying to get Betancourt, and he's being held on to. And how did they? Now they throw the flag as Zadrick was getting held on to by Javier Tarpeth, who had him with a hand in his back and his jersey wrapped around the fist. Yeah, that'll be pass interference on Portales. So each team with 60 penalty yards. Now automatic first down for the Wildcats, their 10th of the ball game. So defensive PI. Automatic first down for the Wildcats. 41 seconds to go here in the first half. We've had a good one. As this is Ali Frazier and has been for years. Trips to the left, Twins to the right. As the hard count, Portales shows blitz. Wyatt tries to get him to jump. They will not. He's still got 2 timeouts to work with. Going to change the play at the line. With 5, 4, 3, 2. Now he'll take the snap. Pressure comes. Throws it underneath, and that'll be complete. Gonzalez gets out of 1. He's across the 25 and steps out, or across the 35 and steps out at the 27-yard line. As that's going to be, let's see, that would be 10, 15, 18 yards to Cesar and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
And most importantly, he stepped out, stopped the clock, and now Lovington still has 34 seconds to work with to try to put it in the end zone.
And knocking on the red zone door for Portales. 26-21, Lovington leads by 5 and is on the march here late in the half. Trips left, Twins to the right. Portales with 3 men on the front, and Gonzalez was a little bit antsy and hops off sides. 65 penalty yards now on the Cats. 8 penalties, 65 yards. Moving back first and 15. What happens, just getting a little bit anxious and a little bit antsy out there. So move them back to the Portales 34-yard line. First and 15, although with only 34 seconds on the clock, really it's first and 33. Twins to the left, Twins to the right. Ochoa on the left shoulder from the shotgun. Wyatt with it. No drop, steps up, throws it near side to Cesar, and he's going to step out of bounds inside the 25, down at the 24-yard line, 9 yards to Cesar. 156 through the air for Wyatt. 27 of those to Gonzalez. So gets out of bounds with exactly 30 seconds on the clock. So it'll be second down and about
6.
Yeah, we'll call it 6. Second and 6. From just inside the 25-yard line. From the near hash mark, back to pass. Wyatt with it, comes near side and bobbled, but controlled and making a nifty little move and stepping out of bounds is Cesar Gonzalez inside the 15. Where are they going to put him? He's inside the 15, down at the 12. It's 12 yards to Cesar and move the chains. First down, Wildcats. 168 through the air now. And they are inside the Portales red zone at the 13-yard line. 21 seconds to go. As Cesar, the bobble on that actually saved him, Dawn.
Yeah, it did a little bit.
Because it got the Rams a little bit out as they were thinking if he pops that up in the air, we can go get an interception.
Yeah, they stopped a little bit. He hesitated, but he got it back, and then that little half step he gained made the difference.
From the 13-yard line, looking left, pumping left, now coming back across the middle. Has a man inside the 10 and down at the 4, make it the 8-yard line. Complete to Alec Olguin, his first catch of the night. So that'll be 5 yards to Alec. Patrick Sanchez. That 4 and that 5 looked a little similar. 5 yards to Patrick.
I'm a ways away, but I was thinking, I think he's a little too tall.
Well, and he is. And Lovington will take their second time out of the half. We'll just keep it right here. 174 3 yards through the air for Wyatt Gomez, and 12 seconds left on the clock. It'd be 2nd and 5, but in reality it's 2nd and goal from the 8. You need 8 yards to punch this one in, and you need this touchdown if you are the Wildcats.
Absolutely.
So Lovington and Portales have just been going at it.
A lot of the Lovington faithful on their feet here.
And I
I'd
promise,
to see everybody up making noise.
And I promise at the end of this game, if we do win it, I will not do my best Howard Cosell and go down goes Frazier. But so 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats, but in reality it's 2nd and goal from the 8. They do have room for a first down, but only 12 seconds on the clock, 1 timeout to work with.
That's Frazier.
Well, I wasn't doing the entire thing. You beat me to it. So it'll be 2nd and 5. Really, it's 2nd and goal from the 8. 12 seconds to go. Cats come out in a 4-receiver set. Send a man in motion right to left. That's Anson Marquez. Back to pass. Throwing corner of the end zone and knocked away by Tarpeth at the last second. Gonzalez was the intended target. It'll be incomplete. And now it'll be 3rd down from the Ram 8. And this is something to think about, Dawn. You still do have a timeout. Run a play, run it to the end zone, quickly call timeout, and then get Aranda out there to kick the field goal.
Yep. Get those 3 points back that you led away in that first.
Well, you actually get the 2 you lost, and then one back.
One to the good.
So that'd put you up by 8 points. So just something to consider here. But I think you'd much rather have the touchdown. 3rd down and 5. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Wyatt back to pass, throws across the middle, and that one is going to be incomplete at the goal line. And so now decision time for Coach G. And the offense is, nope, now he's going to send out the kicking unit. Yep. He's going for the field goal as Caleb Aranda out to attempt the field goal. It'll basically be from extra point range. Caleb going to set up right at the 15-yard line, so a 25-yard field goal attempt on the way from Caleb Aranda, the sophomore kicker.
And a good snap, good hold.
As Alec Olguin will be the holder. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good as time expires on the second half. Aranda with the 25-yard field goal puts Lovington up 29-21 as we go to halftime and getting ready for your Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. This has been an exciting one, 29-21. Cats in the lead. Of course, your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know How halftime show coming up here in just a couple of minutes for the district title. This one is living up to the billing tonight. Number 1 versus number 3 in the state of New Mexico. And Dawn with Coach G, Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation.
Now that's some football.
Absolutely. We might be careful out here. It's going to turn into a revival. People are going to be led to the Lord out here. So playing good football right now, offensively moving the ball well, taking care of the football. Big kick right there by Aranda to finish out the half. Biggest thing for us defensively is we got to make sure and get that quarterback on the ground. And doing a good job in the back end in coverage, kind of got settled into their speed. That's what gave us some issues earlier, but right now we're playing unbelievably hard right now.
Absolutely. Oh, dim spot penalties. You got 8 for, I think, 65 yards, but it's still positive all over.
Absolutely. I mean, we're trying to be physical, and that's what I asked them to do. So, so some of that is that, it's going to happen. But at the end of the day, just got to continue to be physical and hang our hat on what we do. And what we do is be physical and finish better than them.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach G with our Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Thanks to Coach G for always been willing to talk to us at halftime and then after the game. Of course, thanks to Bob's Thriftway for bringing that to you. Senior night here tonight for the Wildcats. They acknowledge the cheerleaders before the game. They'll be acknowledging the band here at halftime, and I believe the football team after the game. So we'll be back with your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know How halftime show coming up right here on Z94 KZOR. Wildcats in the lead, 29-21. Halftime here at Wildcat Stadium as the Lovington Wildcats leading the Portales Rams 29-21 in the district championship matchup. This is your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your car, and trust me, you're going to at some point, get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. When you need that Napa know-how, remember Lovington Auto Supply and Napa, get up and go. With Don Morgan patrolling the big blue field at Brian Urlacher Field, I'm TJ Miracle high above tonight. Brad Henderson running the camera on HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. And Evie Stuber running the three-ring circus back at Z94 KZOR and One Radio Square. So as we mentioned, 29-21, the number 3 Wildcats right now on top of the number 1 Portales Rams. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. For Portales, Paxton Culpepper goes 7 of 12 for 118 yards. He does have 1 touchdown and no interceptions. That touchdown coming on a 51-yard crossing route to Tommy Lopez. Lopez 1 catch, 51 yards, and he is tied with Braden Beck. He has 4 catches for 51 yards in this one. The one we've been keeping our eye on, though, Zane Mayberry, Lovington's defense, has kept him pretty quiet, just 1 catch for 5 yards. On the ground, it has been kind of alternately tough sledding and not so tough sledding for the Portales Rams. Paxton Culpepper right now leads the charge. He's got 7 carries, 50 yards, including 2 touchdowns. But he has been sacked 3 times by the Lovington defense for a total of 30 lost yards. So it's still 50 positive yards and 2 touchdowns with his legs for Culpepper. Zach Radloff with 6 carries, 25 yards. Devin Diaz, 1 carry, -1 yard. Andrew Ontiveros, 1 carry, 9 yards. And then Lopez, 1 carry for 1 yard. If you're keeping up at home, when you put it all together, it's 118 through the air for the Rams, 79 on the ground, 197 total for Portales in that first half. On the penalty side of things, they were flagged 8 times for 60 yards. They put up 7 first downs, got 14 points in the first and 7 points in the second. That's how the Rams get to their 21 on the board. Portales also did have 1 big turnover that Lovington was able to tie the game on. So that turnover right now looming large here at halftime. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats in the first half. Wyatt Gomez goes 10 of 16 for 173 yards. He has 2 touchdowns through the air and no interceptions. Those 2 touchdowns, a 66-yarder to Elijah Rivero and a 22-yarder to Zadrick Betancourt. Leading receiver right now is Rivero, 2 catches, 77 yards. Cesar Gonzalez with 3 catches for 39 yards. Patrick Sanchez, a couple of catches, 13 yards. DeMarcus Thompson, been quiet tonight in the receiving game. He's making his noise other places. He's got a catch for 7 yards. So that's how it is through the air. On the ground, I mentioned DeMarcus Thompson making noise on the ground. He's actually been running the offense quite a few snaps out there. He's got 6 carries for 62 yards. Leading rusher, though, right now is Cameron Ochoa, 7 carries, 97 yards, including a masterful 68-yard touchdown run where he was upended, rolled over the back of a Portales defender, landed on his feet, and then took it to the house. Alec Olguin with the other rushing touchdown tonight. Alec's been a little quiet in the rushing game, just 2 carries for 6 yards, but one of them was a 4-yard touchdown run. Elijah Rivero also making some noise tonight with his legs, 1 carry for 10 yards. Oh, and I missed one of our receivers as Ryan Weiser caught a pass for 15 yards that kept a drive alive. So 173 through the air, 175 on the ground. It's 348 total yards for Lovington in that first half. They were whistled 8 times for 65 yards, something they're going to want to work on. They had 12 first downs in the first half, got 13 points in the first, 16 in the second. It was capped off by a 25-yard field goal by Caleb Aranda, and that's how Lovington gets to their 29 on the board. So a lot for the Wildcats to be happy about, but only an 8-point lead going into the second half. Of course, the Wildcats will have the football to start the second half, We'll come back with your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How keys to that second half right after this. This is your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Wildcat Stadium. Lovington leads 29-21 over Portales. Lovington Auto Supply, Napa Know-How halftime show from here at Wildcat Stadium. Senior night as a whole bunch of seniors from the Big Blue Band being recognized tonight. And the Big Blue Band has definitely been kind of like the football team. They have come a long way over the last couple of years, and very, very good job by the Big Blue Band. I know they had a lot of success this year at their contests and competitions, and hats off to the whole Big Blue Band. The Big Blue football team winning right now over the Big Red one, 29-21, Lovington and Portales. So time to talk about, here in just a moment, your keys to the second half from Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa Know-How keys to the second half. Other Lee County football action tonight. The season will be ending for the Tatum Coyotes as they traveled up to Melrose tonight and losing in that one. Number one team in the state knocking off the Coyotes tonight, 56-6, the final in that one at Watson Stadium in Hobbs at halftime. The Hobbs Eagles right now hanging on to a 14-6 lead over the Carlsbad Cavemen. And over in Hagerman tonight, the Jowl Panthers all over Hagerman, 49-6 right now. That game just getting underway in the third quarter. So, so far so good, looks like, except for Tatum. Unfortunately tonight, their playoff season will come to an end. But all in all, so far looking good for Lee County, but Lovington would like to keep it looking good for Lee County. So your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How keys to the second half as we bring Dawn Morgan back into the conversation. Dawn?
I'm so proud of this team and where they are at this point in the game. 29-21, especially after the half that they played. That's amazing. Could it have been more? Sure. But they're going to, they went into with an 8-point lead. They come out of with the football to start. In the second half, they just need to fight and play mostly like the first half. They stalled out on a couple of drives, but they didn't make any real big mistakes. They had a couple of penalties at bad times. They had the turnover, but they didn't, they gave up a couple of big plays, of course. But you know what? They need to come out and play as intensely and focused as they did in that first half. And as Coach said, I'm going to go with his big thing was they've got to put the quarterback on the ground, and they've got to really work on containment on the quarterback as well as we expected to see a little bit more out of their top rusher and producer, but that has been a little quiet. So they're just going to have to continue to work on containment overall, but especially on the quarterback, and try to seal off and keep Portales from making the big plays. Lovington's got to hang on to the ball, no INTs, don't cough it up, and just continue to play tough. I've noticed that on defense, and offense too, they've been shuffling a couple of fresh sets of legs in after every couple of plays on offense and defense, and I think that's really helped. We've had a lot of guys in there playing a lot of minutes on the lines and doing a tough job, working really, really hard. I see it, I smell it, I see the sweat, I smell the sweat coming off, and I see them working really hard. But they've also been working smart for the most part in that first half. They got to continue to do that. We got a long 2 quarters to play against a team like this. 8 points is good. It's not enough.
No, you're absolutely right. It is definitely not enough. And I'm going to echo, what you say, on offense, you've got to score on this first possession of the second half, because all of a sudden Portales is thinking, we're just down by 8, no big deal. And just a quick note, this is the first time all season that Portales has trailed in a ball game. So that is something that Portales, which is playing from behind, but, score on this first one. All of a sudden, instead of an 8-point lead, it's a 14, a 15, maybe even a 16-point lead for the Wildcats. That's going to be very important. You're absolutely right, too. They have to contain Culpeper and Mayberry. You've got to let someone else beat them. And, right now, Portales, they've got some guys that can do it. Braden Beck and Tommy Lopez both had good first halves, and Radloff just continued to rattle off, at least good, tough yards. But make someone who's not named Culpeper or Mayberry beat you. You're absolutely right on that, and no turnovers if you're Lovington. If you can hold on to the ball, take care of the ball, score in that first possession, and then just continue to contain the big 2 for Portales, I think it's going to bode well for the Wildcats by the end of this one, Dawn.
Yeah, because the Wildcats, they have been behind in games, and they have come back from being behind. They have overcome some mistakes, and they've come back, and they know what it's like to play from behind and to stay tough and to be tough enough, to come back. Again, when you're a team that's accustomed to winning and being ahead all the time, that's someplace you haven't been mentally as a team, at least not this season, and it's not so easy, to do that. So yes, the more distance that Lovington can come out and put between the two teams, and then keep their feet on the gas and keep Portales in that down mode, they may not be able to rally and fight and be as scrappy as this Lovington team has been at times when they've been down.
I will respectfully disagree with you. I think Portales means scrappy in one of the Native American languages, but I do think you're right. I think
I said may not.
May not.
I said may not. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to continue to fight, but I think
they're not going to go away.
No, they're not going to go away. That is 100% for sure. But, you know, if Lovington can stretch out that lead on this first possession in the second half, I think that is going to be absolutely key. Something else I didn't mention, if Lovington, you know, continues to kind of go like they're going, that means they're going to have to kick the ball off. And special teams has been a bit of a question mark. Even here tonight, they've had some great individual plays that have stopped some kickoff returns, so they need to tighten up on that. But you're absolutely right. Portales not used to playing from behind, and if you can get out and you can get them out of their game, going to be important, but it's also going to be important to control the clock when you get to that point. Lovington, you know, with 173 yards through the air, more rushing tonight, 175 on the ground. That's very balanced, but that's a good sign. If you can run the ball, you can control the clock. And I think that's going to be absolutely essential for Lovington in the second half.
Yeah, good one.
So with that, as the teams prepare to burst through their respective mascots, Portales through their red, white, and black Ram, Lovington through the big blue Wildcat, we will wrap up your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your car, get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Lovington Auto Supply in Napa. Get up and go. And when we come back, it will be the second half. Lovington leading 29-21. Wildcat football continues in a moment on KZOR. And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. Don Morgan patrolling the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field. I'm TJ Miracle high above Wildcat Stadium. Brad Henderson running the camera tonight, and Evie Stuper back in studio engineering and producing. And the Jowl Panthers victorious tonight as they have mercy ruled Hagerman 56-6. The final score in that. Congratulations to the Jowl Panthers. They will await their playoff fate. I would imagine they'll probably go in just because of the way it has to go at 6th or 7th seed for the 2A. But congratulations to the Jowl Panthers. Of course, the Eunice Cardinals should be the number 1 seed overall in Class 2A. And Hobbs and Carlsbad right now slugging it out. Hobbs leading in the third quarter 14-12. So Standifer will tee it up as we get ready to go from here at Wildcat Stadium. Lovington leading 29-21. Standifer kicks it towards the north, so Lovington going to work their way north to south. That'll be a squibber. It gets through and will find its way all the way through. O'Gean will bobble it, pick it up at the 10, gets a block, and whoa, is knifed down and upended out at the 22-yard line as coming through and somehow bringing him down and putting him top over tea kettle was Zach Radloff, or O'Gean would have had a long way to go. Good stop for Radloff. Always credit where credit is due. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats with an 8-point lead. They'll have it at their own 22-yard line. First down and 10. First possession of the second half. And Wyatt, yep, that is Gomez. He will start things off. Twins left, Twins right. Gets it, hands it off as Ochoa starts it to the left, brings it back right. Think he should have kept going to the left side. It comes back into the teeth of the defense and is going to get right back to the line of scrimmage. Nowhere more than that, as Abram Dunower will bring him down after just a 1-yard gain. And so it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Cats. Checking in for Lovington will be number 66, Austin Alvarado. Coming in to provide a little more bulk up on the line. Lovington going to keep moving those linemen in and out. So on a 2nd down and 9, just underway here in the second half. Lovington with the 8-point lead. Twins to the right, single receiver to the left. Lovington moving from the left to the right on your radio dial. Hand it off as Ochoa into the teeth of the defense again is going to get another yard out of it. But Portales made some adjustments and they were ready for it that time. So the 1-yard gain as Standifer brings him down. 99 yards on the ground for Ochoa. 3rd down and 8. So with the long halftime for senior night, Lovington, maybe with the not quite warmed back up yet. So now an important 3rd down at the start of this 3rd quarter. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Wyatt with it, fakes the handoff, pressured, lets it fly, going underneath and not able to make the adjustment on it was Patrick Sanchez. As Sanchez asking, hey, was I getting held on to by Devin Diaz? The sideline judge says nope. So it'll be incomplete and it'll be punt time for the Wildcats. Not how they wanted the half to start, Dawn.
Oh, not at all.
So Patrick.
But, if they can just shake this off, better to not get started here than to stall out later, maybe.
So Patrick Sanchez will boot it away. As that looks like it is going to be on Taveros back deep to receive. It is a high wobbler, going to bounce and then take a Portales bounce at the 45, and Lovington going to down it. That is Clayton who downs it at the 49-yard line. It bounced at the 45 and then came back. Lovington had to down that one quickly. So the way that one was wobbling, it just hit funny and bounced back the wrong way. So good field position for Portales. Their first possession of the second half, trailing by 8. So from their own 49-yard line, just shy of midfield from the near hash mark. Culpepper has good protection, steps up, throws it across the middle. That one is going to be tipped and almost picked off. Ontiveros was the intended target, and Reeves got the hand on it.
Yeah.
And hopping up and almost getting, at least thinking about the interception, was Jaden Gutierrez. Incomplete, and so it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Portales. Keep an eye on Mayberry, and Mayberry, I think, is a little bit frustrated as he's waving his teammates over and checking the wristbands, but he's pointed a couple times like, hey, look for me, I'm open. Send a man in motion. They will hand it off on a little counter and into the backfield. Nowhere to go for Radloff as he's knifed down behind the line. Nice job by Patrick Sanchez and DeMarcus Thompson bringing him down. A loss of 1 on the play, and it is 3rd down and 11. And now Wildcats encouraging the fans to get up and get loud. Good crowd on hand here tonight on both sides of Wildcat Stadium. So we talked about it a minute ago with Lovington. Now a big 3rd down for Portales. 3rd down and 11. Lovington looks like They are going to bring the house. They will. Coming off the corner. Culpepper rolls left, throws left, and overthrows his intended target. He was trying to get back over on the far sideline. Good coverage by Cesar Gonzalez. Incomplete. And it should be punt time now for Portales. So both teams forcing the 3 and out on their opponents. As on to punt it away will be Devin Diaz. As Jaden Gutierrez will be back to receive it for Lovington. Jaden sometimes a little bit more aggressive than maybe you'd like him to be, as Diaz will boot that one away high into the chilly night sky. And Jaden smartly runs under that one and says, nope, I'm getting out of the way of it. Lets it go, and it'll bring out to the 20. So it's a 52-yard punt, a 32-yard net as it'll come out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Dawn Morgan.
So it ends up being, a wash here. Lovington stalled out. Then the D did a nice job, and now they've always got the ball back and on the 20. Now they need to march down. They managed to burn off a few minutes while they went back and forth on this one.
9:15 remaining on the third quarter clock. Lovington with an 8-point lead. Twins left, single receiver to the right. DeMarcus Thompson will keep it himself off the snap. Bounces off one, bounces almost off two. Couldn't get away from the shoestrings of Dallas Lozano, who trips him up. So DeMarcus Thompson going to pick up 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. If DeMarcus can just pick that foot up about an inch higher, he is free and running. But always credit where credit is due. Lozano grabbed on and was not letting go. DeMarcus may have to adjust his shoes because I'm pretty sure his shoestrings just got pulled a lot tighter. Anson Marquez will go in motion. He'll go to the left tight end position. Hand it off, and that will be O'Gean. He's got a block, but runs right into the teeth and is going to be at the 30-yard line. It'll be close to the 1st down. It's all going to depend on the spot, and the side judge says, yes, sir. 7 yards on the ground for O'Gean, and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
O'Gean, nobody has that impulse speed. Cesar's also got it, but, man, I tell you what, that was a good little run. Quick spurt right through.
Yeah, O'Gean's the lightning in the thunder and lightning package with Cameron Ochoa. Ochoa brings the pain. O'Gean brings the speed. 8:15 to go. 1st down for the Wildcats. Their 13th of the ball game. As DeMarcus Thompson takes it on the snap, and that was O'Gean.
Again.
So O'Gean going to take it up, and I think Portales has seen this movie before. They're going to give him 2 yards. He's got 4 carries for 15 yards. 2nd down and 8. And O'Gean going to check out. So from the 33-yard line, 2nd down and 7. So give him 3 on that one. 4 carries, 16 yards. And you'll take 4 yards a carry. So on 2nd down and 7. Fake the handoff, throw it, and that's complete to Gonzalez. He's across the 45 and jumps forward to the 47-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 to Cesar Gonzalez on his 4th catch of the night and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
Very nice. I like how Lovington's being very deliberate. And I like that because they've got a lot of clock to eat, but they got to keep the chains moving. They got to keep up the intensity and keep moving forward. But I like it.
And like the quick throw, too.
Yep.
So now they're going to go into the Wildcat once again and give it this time to Cameron Ochoa. And he is going to be grabbed after a pickup of about 3 as he is spun down with authority by Nehemiah Yorfie after a 2-yard gain. But that will put Cameron over the century mark. He's got 101 on 10 carries. So averaging more than 10 a carry, you got to like that. 2nd down and 8. More importantly, though, this is a clock eater as we are down to 6:40 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Just shy of midfield. 2nd down and 8 from the Lovington 49. Right in the middle of the Big Cat logo. Stacked Twins left, Twins right. Fake the handoff, pull it out, throw the screen to Gonzalez, near side. He's got some room across the 50 and is spun out inside Portales territory at the 48-yard line as he was spun out by Santino Espinosa after a pickup of 5. 59 receiving yards for Gonzalez, 193 for Gomez, and an important 3rd down and 3 now for Lovington.
That's somebody's water there.
So 3rd and 3 for the Wildcats. Twins left, Twins right. Ochoa is the deep back. From the shotgun, trying to get Portales to jump. They do not. White going to change the play at the line. Still plenty of time on the play clock, but an important 3rd and 3. Gomez with it. Hand it to Ochoa, and the turf monster gets him as he slips down right after the handoff. We're going to credit the tackle to Abraham Dunor, but it'll be no gain on the play officially. And so now it'll be 4th down and 3. Ball at the Portales 46-yard line. I think Lovington's got to go for it here.
Oh, yeah.
Your defense just held them from pretty much this same spot. Now Lovington's going to spread them out. Trips to the right side, twins to the left from the near hash mark. Wyatt going to change the play at the line. Gomez looks over, signals out to his receiving corps, tells his line what he's expecting. 3rd down and 3, waiting on the shotgun snap. Gets it. Good protection, throws it across the middle, has a man, and in and out of Ribeiro's hands as he got hit right as it got there. Good timing from Manny Chavez as he hit Ribeiro just as the ball got there. Ribeiro has it jarred loose, can't control it, and so incomplete, and it'll go over on downs to the Rams. But Lovington ate a lot of time off that clock. 4:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter as they just killed 5 minutes off of it.
They did. I liked how deliberate they're being, but they stalled out. The trick to that is you've got to get your first down when you need it and keep moving forward. But
Culpepper will come out. Lone back this time in a 3-receiver set. Culpepper with time, back to pass, lets it fly, going far side, and a battle for it and adjusting over and flags flying. As was the pass complete to Antonio Ontiveros. Will we have pass interference as Gutierrez?
Olguin comes up limping out of that pile there. They're all clumped together.
That's Gutierrez who's up limping.
Gutierrez, sorry. Yeah, I saw the 4. I thought it was for Olguin and not Gutierrez.
So waiting on the call. It's a long completion or a PI one way or another. Well, let's see. As the man in the white hat, I'm thinking it's got to be defensive pass interference, and it will be holding on Portales. Wow, and then pass interference on Lovington. So offsetting penalties. It'll be like it never even happened. But for Portales, what that does is that wipes off a 10, 20, 35-yard completion off the map. And so it's like it never even happened. Replay 1st down. Wow.
Yeah.
And Coach Ramirez is not a happy man across the way. And now Mayberry will trot out and he'll line up left side in the slot on this side as Andrew Ontiveros. From the pistol formation, Culpepper waits on the snap. 4-receiver set. High snap, fakes the handoff, and he is going to get sacked back at the 39-yard line as coming through DeMarcus Thompson gets the 4th sack of the night. It is a 7-yard sack this time, and it'll be 2nd down and 17. DeMarcus Thompson came through untouched, timed that one to perfection, and gets the sack.
What a great time for a fantastic play.
Absolutely, as timeout going to be taken by Portales as they are a little bit rattled. 4:03 to go here in the 3rd. Lovington 29, Portales 21. We're back in 30 seconds here on KZOR Hobbs Lovington. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium District Championship night here in Lovington. The Cats and the Rams going at it. Right now, Lovington leading the #1 team in the state 29-21. Portales having trouble as out of a sack, they take a timeout as DeMarcus Thompson with the 7-yard sack, 4th of the night for the Wildcat defense. 2nd down and 17. Portales back out, trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Culpepper tried the hard count, didn't get it, and is another timeout going to get called? Nope, it'll be a false start on Portales. Their 9th penalty of the night for 65 yards, and it goes from bad to worse. It goes from 2nd and 17 to 2nd and 23. 2nd and 22. Math was never my strong suit. The call is really not going to change if you are the Portales offense. So 2nd and 22. Culpepper with it. Steps up in the pocket. Throws it across the middle and incomplete. As the pressure came before he could get Andrew Ontiveros coming down the center slot.
Cameron Ochoa was on him.
But Ontiveros did have a step on him. If the line doesn't get to Culpepper, when they do, that may be a big play. As it is, it's an incomplete pass, and it'll be 3rd and 22. You've got to watch those crossing routes. That's where they've burned them 3 times tonight. Across the middle. 2 of the 3 to Beck, the other one to Tommy Lopez. So now a little noise getting made. 3rd down and a long way to go for Portales, but they're capable of it. High snap, Culpepper with it, throws it into the flat, has a man, no, incomplete, as in and out of the hands of Andrew Ontiveros. Incomplete, it'll be 4th and 22. It'll be punt time for Portales.
Nice work by Lovington defense once again.
Yes, it was, and I've got to think with Ontiveros, it was a combination of pressure coming and maybe just a little cold too.
You know, and you've got some of your two-way players in doing really hard, good work.
And a good snap as Lovington comes after it, almost gets the block. That one going to be back as Gutierrez will have it and goes backwards, gets it at the 25, goes back to the 22-yard line. I'm not sure again that I field that one, but so Lovington will have it, their 3rd possession of the half with 3:41 remaining in the 3rd quarter, 29-21. Lovington in the lead, but only by a single possession, 8-point lead. So now you want to do what you've been doing, eat some clock, but you need to score if you're the Wildcats. Stack twins to the left and 2 to the right. Back to pass Wyatt. He'll throw it into the flat to Cesar, who is knifed down immediately out across the 25 at about the 27-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard completion to Gonzalez, his 6th catch of the night for 62 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 7. Ball at the 27, make it the 28-yard line. And he stepped out of bounds. That's the danger of coming to the sidelines as you step out. So 2nd and 6th officially. Trips to the left, 1 to the right. Fake the handoff, come to the inside. It'll be complete across the 32 out to about the 33-yard line. Should be about a 5-yard completion. Who got that one, Dawn? Did you see?
Well,
it was too quick.
Covered up in the middle of traffic.
Cesar again.
Is it Cesar? Okay.
68 to Cesar, and it'll be 2nd, make it 3rd down. Give him 6 officially on that one. So 2:02 now for Wyatt Gomez through the air. 3rd down and 1 after the 6-yard completion.
Just get the first down here, move the chains, and hang on to the ball.
Alec Olguin is the deep back with Gomez. Wyatt with it, hand it to Alec, goes over the left guard, and he's got the first down and more as he squirts through behind good blocking on the left side and will pick up 7 and move the chains. 1st down Wildcats, their 15th first down of the ball game.
All right, doing what they need to do.
23 yards on 5 carries for Alec Olguin. Hand it to Alec again, and he's got a little room up the middle, but the hole closes. But Alec just going to keep fighting through. He's going to wind up with about 6 yards before he got stood up and driven backwards by Santino Espinosa. And then the rest of the Portales line, including Jalen Newbern, break in on him. 5 yards for Olguin, 2nd down and 5. We talked about it before. Stay in front of the chains. That's what you want to do. 3, 4, 5 yards a time, and you can eat up field and you can eat up clock. We are under 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lovington hanging on to the 29-21 lead. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Good snap. Wyatt rolls right, tosses it, has a man, tippy-toeing in, and the catch made by Cesar Gonzalez right at the 50-yard line. It's a 12-yard pitch and catch and move the chains. 1st down Wildcats.
Very nice. Exactly what they need to do. Cesar doing a nice job getting open, using that speed, turning up, getting there, making the catch, sure hands.
So
First
right,
down.
going to mark them right at the midfield stripe after the 12-yard completion. 1:47 to go. Clock stops as Cesar went out of bounds. Bunch them tight on the left, single receiver to the right. Waiting on it, they'll pitch it. Going to Cameron on the pitch sweep, left side. Cameron going to wind up with about 2 hard yards before Portales tracks him down on the far side. 1:03 on the ground for Cameron. 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. After the 2-yard gain, Lovington can continue to just take some time and eat some clock. Again, though, you have to score. I don't care if it's a field goal. You need points on this possession.
Yes, this drive has to end.
Because it's
with more
only a
points on the board.
one-possession ball game right now.
Yes.
Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. Send that man in motion. That is Sanchez. Wyatt back to pass. Throws it to Anson Marquez coming across the middle. Anson going to be stacked up, wrapped up, and driven backwards. Dallas Lozano leads the charge. It's a 2-yard completion to Anson, his first catch of the night. But that'll bring up wow, they actually moving backwards a little bit. So 3rd down and 7. There's a generous spot there for Portales. Game clock and play clock have 9 seconds difference on them, so Lovington will have to run one more play. So an important 3rd down and 7. Lovington puts 2 receivers each side from the far hash mark. Important 3rd and 7, back to pass, throwing it across the middle, and Ribeiro over his head and almost intercepted. Is a dangerous pass, incomplete. Will stop the clock with 11 seconds to go here in the third. Decision time now for the Wildcats. I don't know, Dawn. I think I go for it.
Yeah, I think you do.
Because what happens is that'll end the quarter, number one,
right.
But you get the first down. You've just
And
imposed your will on Portales, and that's got to put a little bit of doubt in your mind.
Right, a little more, psychology going on here.
As Wyatt trying to get him to jump, I have a feeling that Coach Ramirez said, you don't play, you run until you puke. The problem in the first half has not been in the second. Wyatt with it, and he'll do the quick kick, and it'll pooch, it'll bounce, and it'll keep bouncing around, and Portales going to bobble it around at the 5-yard line. Lovington gets to it quickly somehow. Portales manages to grab it and hang on to it. That is Lozano, but now Portales is pinned way deep back at their own 6-yard line, and still 1 second to go on the third quarter clock. You hope, though, that stalling out at midfield does not come back to bite the Cats later in this one, Dawn.
That's right. You come out of that about as well as you could. If you're not going to go for it and get it, pin them back way deep.
So last play of the third quarter as Culpepper handing it off, and Radloff with huge roll up the middle, crosses the 15 out to the 17-yard line. He's going to pick up 11 for the first down on the last play of the third quarter, so that'll give Portales some breathing room. 29-21, we have played 3. Lovington in the lead. We're back in a minute for the fourth here on Z94 KZOR. Start of the fourth quarter, it's first down and 10 for Portales from the Lovington 20-yard line, or from their own 20. Lovington with the 8-point lead as Culpepper throws it, has a man down the seam. That's Lopez across the 45, but it pops out, and Lovington winds up with the football. Lopez coughs it up. He has got a 30-yard completion, but then coughs it up, and they're going to say, oh, incomplete. Are you kidding me? looked from here, I think the definition of a fumble is you control the ball, make a football move, and then the ball comes loose. And Lopez, in stride, caught the ball, took 4 steps, then had it popped out. Either way, incomplete, second down and 10. High snap, fake the handoff. Culpepper keeps it himself, goes left side, crosses the 25, out to about the 27-yard line. It'll be 8 yards on the keeper for Paxton Culpepper, and it'll be second down and 8. Make it third and 8.
Ochoa and Marquez were coming in on him from both sides. He saw it and slid in.
And you've got to keep a spy on Paxton Culpepper. He is the second leading rusher on this team. Behind Radloff, he is the leading rusher for him tonight. So a huge 2. Lovington leading by 8, 29-21. Lovington going to bring the house. High snap, Culpepper with it, back, tosses it across the middle, and that'll be complete this time to Lopez. He'll have it out across the 30 at the 33-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 6 as Lopez will have his second catch of the night, and that'll be the 9th first down for Portales. So move the chains for the Rams, but the clock continues to move. From the Ram 33-yard line, Portales football. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Radloff is the single back. Lovington shows blitz, and they're going to say they jumped. And offsides on the Wildcats. Coach G going to come out and say they were drawn, and I think he's got an argument, but the men in stripes are not going to buy that. So that'll be the 9th penalty for 70 yards on Lovington. That is their first penalty, though, of the entire second half.
Yeah, they played 1 quarter penalty-free. With a lot of time, on offense and defense with that. So
it'll be first down and 5 after the penalty. 3 receivers right, single receiver to the left. Good snap, Culpepper with it. Pressure comes, steps up in the pocket, throws it down the seam, and again the pressure keeping Mayberry from getting to it, and Mayberry bounces and says something to the official. Not a good idea to talk to the official about pass interference when your quarterback is getting pasted. I've been very impressed, though. Culpepper not afraid to step up into the teeth of the Lovington blitz and deliver a pretty good ball. So now it'll be second down and 5. 10.5 remaining in the ball game. An 8-point Wildcat lead. Trips right, 1 to the left. Hand it off. Radloff starts it to the left, cuts it back over the center on the right side, and gets it across the 40 to the 41-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3 for Radloff, and now it'll be third down and 2. As on that stop for the Wildcats was Francisco Ariola. So now a big third down and 2. The Lovington faithful on their feet, going to try and make some noise. 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Trying to will the Wildcats to another district title. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. High snap. Give it to Radloff. Hit the backfield and knifed down back at the 30-yard line. DeMarcus Thompson comes up big again as it's a 6-yard loss to Radloff. And it'll be fourth down and 9. Punt time for the Rams.
Nice moves by Elon Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton sliced through there too. So punt time now for the Rams. As the defense comes up big once again when they need to. Jaden Gutierrez back deep to receive. Lovington lets him get that one away. It is a high end over ender. Jaden bobbles it at the 40, and he'll be knocked down. As Jaden going to be up, and again, Jaden, though, is a little over-aggressive sometimes. He's up and hobbling. You certainly hope he's okay. The smart play on that when he couldn't get it higher in the air was to let it get away from it, let it bounce. But, hey, it all worked out that time because especially when you receive it, your human nature kicks in. You want to try and pick it back up and run with it when you bobble it like that, all you can do is fall on it. But Lovington dodges a bullet.
Yeah.
So they'll have it at their own 32-yard line with 9:10 remaining in the ball game. Empty set in the backfield. Thompson is the quarterback. He'll take it himself up the middle across the 35 to the 37. And still on his feet as he absolutely creamed a couple of Rams as Nehemiah Yorfrey and Abraham Denor, I think, got the worst of that one. It'll be 6 yards on the ground for DeMarcus Thompson. He's got 71 on 8 carries, and it'll be 2nd down and 4. I wouldn't want to get hit by DeMarcus.
No, he's been playing with grace and power tonight.
I wouldn't want to get hit by any of them, but empty set in the backfield. 3 receivers spread out wide to the right side. Good snap, and DeMarcus going to take it again on the direct snap sweep. He's got some room. He's across the 45,
Whoa.
down the sideline across the 50, and is going to step out at about the, where do they put him? No, it's going to be 13. Where did they, oh, we've got a flag on the play. We've got a hold over on the far side.
No.
So wipe out the 21-yard gain and holding on the Wildcats. 10 penalties now for 80 yards on Lovington. It wipes out a 21-yard beaut of a gain. That can be the danger, though, when you sweep it out like that and it drags out. So that'll move it back, wipe it out. So it'll go from 2nd down and 4 to 2nd down and 14. Clock stopped while they reset the ball. He'd stepped out of bounds anyway. So that'll put the ball back just in outside the 25 at the Wildcat 27-yard line. So 2nd and 14 to go for Lovington. As the Wildcats hanging on to a precarious 8-point lead. Single back in the backfield. Gomez back in to run the offense. Wyatt points out the coverage. 3-step drop, pump fake right, goes right, wants it all. And into nobody except a Portales Ram. And I don't know who he thought he was throwing to, but instead he throws it right to Tommy Lopez. And the INT, and that may give Portales the shot of adrenaline that they need. I don't know who he was throwing to there, Don. Maybe some miscommunication. He had one receiver running down the sideline, another coming down the hash mark, but he threw it right between him, and Lopez was the only one there.
Well, there was a cluster, actually. I mean, they were closer together than it looked.
So now Culpepper going to bring his troops back out, down by 8. Pocket collapses, and he is hit, and he is going to be dropped back at the 40-yard line. The sack for the Lovington Wildcats. Turn around. Bosquez. So that'll be the 5th sack of the night. It is the 5-yard sack. So the Wildcat D saying, all right, if you have a problem, we'll get it back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th sack of the night for the defense. 2nd down and 15 now for Portales. They're going to send 3 to the right and 1 to the left. Radloff is the lone back with Culpepper. Flags fly and false start on Portales as they saw Lovington bringing the pressure. 10th penalty on the Rams for 70 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 20 now for Portales. This second half, neither team has managed to find much offensive rhythm at all.
No, it's been a real defensive struggle.
Yes, it has. Not that I'm complaining because we're on the right side of the scoreboard.
The 2 defensive dogs, just a tug of war with a bone, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
But only a 1-possession ball game, and Portales has the ability to put out the big play. Mayberry has been quiet tonight. Keep an eye out for him. Culpepper back to pass, throws it across the middle. Lopez has it at the 45 into Wildcat territory at the 48-yard line. He's going to get 15, make it 18 of the 20 that they need, and it'll be 3rd down and 2. Lopez has his 3rd catch of the night, and that's a biggie.
Had it not been, though, for Jaden Gutierrez right there behind him and ready to smother him and bring it down, it could have been worse.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 3 officially. Portales in Lovington territory. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Throw the wide receiver screen. Come to Ontiveros near side. Hit behind the line and dropped after a no gain. Lovington had it sniffed out to Marcus Thompson and Kyler Reeves on the stop. No gain on the play.
Great job. Just so good.
Yes, it was. So a completion officially, but no gain. And Portales running out of time, and they've only got 2 timeouts remaining. I think they got to go for it, and they're going to take one of their 2 remaining timeouts to talk about it. 6:12 remaining in the district season. Lovington 29, Portales 21. We're back in 30 seconds on Z94, KZOR, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Out of the Portales timeout, the Rams are facing a 4th down and 3. Lovington leads by 8. The Rams are going to come out. They will set the offense. They're going to go for it. 4th down and 3. Trips to the left, one to the right. Culpepper back to pass, steps up, throws it to the far sideline. Flag on the play. The pass is completed to Ontiveros, and Gutierrez throws him out, but we're going to have a hold behind the line, and it is coming back.
Whoa, yes.
Lovington gets a break, holding on Portales. 11th penalty of the night on the Rams. This one's a 10-yarder that wipes out a 1st down, and Coach Ramirez is absolutely beside himself on the far sideline. Enel Lagarda puts his hands on his helmet as Coach Ramirez yanks him out, and now the Portales Rams are going to have to send the punt team out. Right at the halfway mark, 6:04 to go in the ballgame, an 8-point lead for the Wildcats. It's Devin Diaz on to do the punting duties. Jaden Gutierrez back deep to receive for Lovington. Diaz will get to it. It is a wobbler, and that one will bounce away and then goes sideways at the 25, and that's where Portales will down it in the hands of Radloff. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 5:56 remaining in the ball game. You can feel the tension in the building, Dawn.
Oh yeah, you can feel the tension, outside,
outside
the building.
You can feel the tension in the press box. You can feel it in the stands. You can feel it on the field. You can feel it everywhere. And we're going to have false start on Portales, and Lovington going to decline it. I think that's the right move. Get the football in the hands of your offense and don't let anything weird happen.
Yeah, don't do anything.
And Portales was thinking Lovington was going to give him another chance to punt, and Lovington goes, nah, we're fine at the 24. With 5:56 to go and 3 timeouts, we're cool. Again, important to burn time, but also important to find some rhythm and see if you can get more points on the board, even if it's a field goal. Man in motion from the right to the left. That is Gonzalez. Now they're going to shift around. Cameron Ochoa. Hand it, fake the handoff to Ochoa across the middle to Gonzalez. Has it out of the slot. He's across the 35 to the 40, out to the 42-yard line. Pickup of 18 yards to Cesar Gonzalez and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats. Good way to bounce back after the interception. Gonzalez, 9 catches, 99 yards. He's having a whale of a ball game. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. 5.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Lovington just takes a big chunk out of it right there. Hanging on to the 8-point lead. It does not feel safe. Trips right, single receiver to the left. Send Gonzalez in motion. He'll wind up on the far side. Hand it to Ochoa. Just puts the shoulders down and does big boy running across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain for Ochoa, and it'll be 2nd down. Wow, give him forward progress. Yeah, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Yeah, give him 4 yards. 107 on the ground, and 2nd down and 6 for Lovington. Clock continues to move. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the ball game. Of course, we'll talk all about playoff scenarios and what I think is going to happen, and I'm sure I'll be made a fool of on Sunday when they release the brackets. But depending on the outcome of this one, we'll talk about it. But we've got a good one. Still anybody's ball game. 2nd down and 6. They're going to bring the house, and direct snap to Ochoa. Going to be across midfield to the 49-yard line. That'll be another 3-yard gain for Cam, and he's got 110 on the ground. And it is a 2nd down and about 3rd and 3 now for Lovington. Good spot as they gave him to the 48, so 3rd down and 2 for the Wildcats. Under 4 minutes to play now, as Gomez will bring the play in. Ball on the Portales side of the field at the 48-yard line. Well, they moved it back to the 49. I thought that's where it should have been. So 3rd down and 3, a big 3rd down and 3. The deep back is Ochoa. Stack 3 near to the line on the right side. Wyatt waits for it, tries the hard count, and now Coach G going to have to take the timeout or is it lining up offsides? And we've got an offsides, lining up offsides. The Portales Rams are showing that they are rattled, and they are going to have another penalty, and that will be a first down for Lovington. Coach Ramirez has got to be as red as the helmets on his young men over across there, Don. I can't really pick him out, but I would imagine he's the one with his hands on his hips and turning red. I think I see the spit coming out.
I was going to say, I think there's a little steam coming off of the head over there, if I can see.
3:15 remaining in the ball game. Lovington has it 1st and 10 from the Portales 44. Handed off to Ochoa as he is hit and spun down and then driven backwards after the whistle sounds. Manny Chavez takes him, and that is very close to unsportsmanlike conduct. And we do have a flag on the field as Portales, I've got to think maybe an unsportsmanlike conduct call.
I don't think there was. They just picked up the
Yep,
flag.
they just picked it up, so they say, okay, just play on, boys. 1 yard gain, 2nd down and 9, 112 on the ground for Ochoa. Another first down would effectively end this ball game. Lovington has gone into kill the clock mode, and they have done a nice job of it. 10 seconds left on the play clock.
Hang on to the ball, try to move it forward, get first down.
Ochoa is the deep back, waiting on it. Wyatt with it, pitch it to Ochoa, coming near side on the sweep, has some room. Stutter step across the 40 to the 38-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard pickup for Ochoa.
Turned on the jets there.
And he
wasn't
stays
able
in
to turn
bounds.
the corner in time to get more yardage, but a nice run nonetheless.
And timeout going to be taken by Lovington with a 3rd down and about 4 coming up. We'll just keep it right here. Oh, Portales takes the timeout. The referee had pointed to Lovington, so that'll be Portales' 3rd and final timeout with 2:01 left on the clock. We'll just keep it right here and say a big thank you to our friends at Lovington Auto Supply, the Lovington Schools, Bob's Thriftway, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Man Welding, Stone Oilfield Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, CYA Trucking Insurance, and Eastern New Mexico University. We appreciate them making Wildcat football possible. Of course, enmu.edu, they are accepting applications for the spring semester now, even though Eastern is in Portales. We like them anyway, and we appreciate them sponsoring Lovington football.
Coach G is motioning up that there needs to be an adjustment to the clock. Yeah, he's saying
they put 4 seconds back on the clock. So,
right. And that's not to Lovington's good there.
No, it's not, but that's the fair thing to do.
Exactly, it is, and I got to tip my hat there.
So 2:05 to go, a huge 3rd down and 5. Lovington needs another first down. A first down ends this ball game and gives Lovington the district championship and probably the number 2 seed in the playoffs. Can't worry about that, though, for 2:05. 3rd down and 4. Direct snap to DeMarcus Thompson. He gets out of 1, he gets out of 2, but he can't get out of 3, 4, 5, and 6 as Nehemiah Yorfree on the stop. Also hitting him hard was Abraham Dunfor. It'll be a 1-yard gain for DeMarcus, 72 yards for him. And so now decision time for Coach G. I think you're going to run a play here, but I don't think you're going to run it right now. You're going to run another 20 seconds or so off the clock and then take a timeout. And then you're going to run a 4th down and 4 play. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Because we're under 90 seconds to play. You run the play, you're going to get another 8 seconds or so off of it, especially if it takes a little while to develop, as the Wildcats will take their first timeout with 1:18 to go here in the ballgame. Lovington leading 29-21. Offensive fireworks in the first half and a defensive slugfest here in the second. Don Morgan Field side at Brian Urlacher Field. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Evie Stuber running the 3-ring circus back at One Radio Square, and Brad Henderson running the camera tonight for HobbsAmerica.com and also the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, by the way, as once we get another 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away another $100 of my money It's not from the sponsors, not from the station. Just my way of saying thank you for subscribing to and supporting Lovington Wildcat Sports on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. And share and tell your friends that you get to watch for free, especially thanks to all those folks that you see down at the bottom of your screen if you're watching tonight on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. So 1 minute, 18 seconds to go, and this may be the longest 1:18 of our lives, Dawn Morgan.
Yeah, remember after the game, this is senior night, and the senior football players will be recognized.
15 of them to be recognized, I do believe. But we'll worry about that when we get there. Lovington will bring the offense out. Twins to the right, one to the left. It's Thompson by himself down to the left. Trying the hard count. They're not biting on it. And false start on Lovington as Lovington bit on its own hard count. Is right. I believe that's the Charlie Brown. It doesn't really change your thinking on this, though. It changes your play call, but it doesn't change the thinking at 4th down and 9.
No, it's just they've got to have the first down.
They need a quick, I'm thinking a quick slant right over the middle. But we'll see what Coach G and his offensive staff dial up. Empty set in the backfield. Wyatt tries the hard count. Portales shows blitz. They're going to move out of it with 3, with 2, with 1, and the quick kick. And so the little poocher, and that one is going to go out of bounds at about the 17-yard line as he kicked that one, angled it a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So Portales with no timeouts is going to have, they're going to put it at the 15. I think that is an incredibly generous spot for Lovington. I think it ought to be about on the 18 probably, but they're going to put it at the 15. So now if you're Lovington, if you're Portales, you've got 1:13 to go 85 yards. No big plays if you're Lovington. Look for him to go to the sidelines. Culpepper is the quarterback. Last hurrah right now for the district championship, and Coach G takes the second Lovington time out of the half. I like this thought. Oh, my goodness gracious, Dawn. What do you do?
Man, I just, if you were Lovington, you should have gotten the first down on that possession. That's you'd be,
we'd be in the locker room having, we'd be in the locker room having senior night.
Exactly. So, we're past that. Now you've just got to keep them. You've got to contain them. You've got to keep them from making the big
I let
play.
them have anything in the middle of the field 5 yards out. I back everybody else up. You can give up they've got to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Culpepper, the quarterback, back to pass. A little pressure comes. He steps up, is hit from behind, and he'll be sacked back at the 13-yard line as Valente Herrera pressed him out, and then Alex Rivera dropped him down. Herrera and Rivera, it is another sack on Culpepper, the 6th of the night, and that's a biggie. He stays in bounds. Under a minute to play. 2nd and 11. Culpepper pump fake. Spin move. Gets rid of it and throws it out of bounds. Incomplete. After great pressure from Thompson. Stops the clock at 43 seconds. 3rd down and 11. Heart beating a little faster, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I know they are beating pretty fast up here in the booth. So now 3rd down and 11. 43 seconds to go. Lovington up by 8. No timeouts for the Rams. Lovington 43 seconds and 2 downs away from knocking off the #1 team in the state and claiming the District 4 4A title. Culpepper back to pass. A little bit of pressure comes. Swings to the left side. And he is going down again back at the 12-yard line. Another sack for the Wildcats.
Number 72, Ariola.
Francisco Ariola has his 2nd sack of the night. And it is Hail Mary time for the Rams. Empty set in the backfield. Culpepper is going to send everybody out and air it out. Last play of the ball game. It's back to pass. Pressured. Sacked 3 sacks in a row, and the ball is out. The ball is out. The ball is out. The Wildcats will hold on. Even though it was 4th down, the turnover. Another sack, and Lovington with 3 seconds remaining will knock off the number 1 team in Class 4A and claim the district championship for the 4th consecutive season. Victory formation time for Lovington. And a young man slow to get up, that is Gideon Smith. He has played a whale of a ball game. We haven't said his name a lot, but he's been doing some of the kind of dirty work, and I don't mean that in a bad way, for Portales in the trenches and as a tight end and a linebacker. You certainly hope that young man is all right. From the 11-yard line, the Wildcat defense with 3 consecutive sacks. Over on downs, and Lovington can put it into victory formation and take the win home in this one in the district championship. 29-21. The Lovington Wildcats have claimed the district title and will move on into the playoffs, probably as the number 2 seed. We'll talk all about that as we go through senior night and your Devon Energy postgame show. We'll be back in 3 minutes as Wildcat football continues in a moment. Welcome to your Devon Energy postgame show. The Wildcats have claimed the district title 29-21 as they defeat the Portales Rams tonight. Lovington will go to 7-3 on the year, but more importantly, 3-0 in district. They will hand Portales their first loss. They will finish the regular season 9-1 and 2-1 in district. Quick look at the numbers in this one for Portales. Peyton Culpepper was held in check tonight, 10 of 22, 142 yards. He did have the 51-yard touchdown to Lopez. On the ground, it was Culpepper also leading the way, 39 yards, but he was sacked 7 times tonight. Hats off to the Lovington defense. 80 yards cumulatively tonight, 142 through the air, 80 on the ground, 222. As Dawn Morgan, as soon as you can grab Coach G and your Lovington for a Bob's Thriftway Coaches conversation. As they're getting ready for senior night, of course. And we will talk to the seniors. And okay, we will be waiting until after senior night, so we're going to have an extended post-game show here tonight from Lovington, so that means we can look a whole lot more as Brad, you better go down and do your thing tonight. Of course, Brad Henderson, our camera operator, Marcus Henderson, his son, one of the seniors, out for the season via injury tonight, but hate to miss that. So Culpepper, as we mentioned, goes 10 of 22 for 142 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. That touchdown, a 51-yarder to Tommy Lopez, who was his leading receiver tonight. 3 catches, 75 yards for Lopez. Braden Beck with 4 carries, 4 receptions, 51 yards on the night. Zane Mayberry, who's pretty much their all-everything receiver, was held in check tonight. Just 1 catch for 5 yards tonight. Andrew Ontiveros, 2 catches, 11 yards for them. As we mentioned, Culpepper, 13 carries, 39 yards, but he was sacked on 7 of those 13 times. So he had 39 yards. He was the leading rusher tonight. Zach Radloff, 10 carries for 32 yards. Devin Diaz, 1 carry, -1 yards. Andrew Ontiveros, 1 carry, 9 yards. And Tommy Lopez, 1 carry, 1 yard. So 142 through the air, 80 on the ground, 222 total yards tonight for Portales. They did have 2 turnovers in the ball game as they were whistled 12 times for 85 yards. They had 9 first downs in the ball game, 14 in the first, 7 in the second, and no points scored in the second half for Portales. That's how they get to their 21 on the board. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats, Wyatt Gomez tonight goes 17 of 27 for 234 yards. He has 2 touchdowns and 1 INT was thrown. Those 2 touchdowns, a 22-yarder to Zadrick Betancourt, and then the 66-yarder to Elijah Rivero. Leading receiver, though, tonight was Cesar Gonzalez, 9 catches, 90 yards for Cesar. Patrick Sanchez, 2 catches for 13 yards. DeMarcus Thompson, quiet tonight in the receiving game, but making some noise otherwise. 1 catch, 7 yards. As we mentioned, Zadrick Betancourt, 1 catch, 22 yards, but it was for a touchdown. Anson Marquez had a catch for 2 yards tonight, and Ryan Weiser with a catch for 15 yards tonight. On the ground for the Wildcats, Cameron Ochoa leads the way. He's got 16 carries for 117 yards, including a 68-yard touchdown that was absolutely amazing. As I'm going to have to go back and look at the video on that one tonight, as that was just fantastic. Way back in the first quarter, he was hit and spun over the back of a defender, landed on his feet, was never touched the turf, and took off, continued to run. That was maybe the highlight of the season. DeMarcus Thompson, as we mentioned, a little quiet in the receiving corps tonight, but he took 9 direct snaps and gained 72 yards. That was huge tonight for Lovington. Alec Olguin, 6 carries for 28 yards tonight, and Elijah Rivero with a carry for 10 yards on the night. For Lovington, 234 through the air, 227 on the ground, 461 total yards tonight for Lovington. They were flagged 11 times for 85 yards on the night. They did win the first down battle. They had 17 in the ball game, 13 points in the first, 16 in the second, and neither team scored in the second half. So 29 points enough to claim the district title tonight. Lovington victorious 29-21 as the Lovington seniors being brought out and recognized here tonight. It has been an awful lot of fun to watch this senior class do their thing, and we'll talk with Coach G about that. He always gets really emotional with his seniors out there, and that's really good to see. And that's Wyatt Gomez and Cesar Gonzalez, DeMarcus Thompson, Josh Carrasco, all seniors. Also Zadrick Betancourt, Anson Marquez, Elon Clayton, Jaden Garza, all seniors for this Wildcat squad. Jaden Bosquez and Leonardo Tarango Rubio, seniors tonight. Also seniors, Miles James, Christian Rodello, Michael Hine, Remy Hernandez, and Marcus Henderson, the seniors for this Wildcat squad. And they have done a whale of a job for Lovington, and they're not done yet. Lovington victorious tonight, 29-21. We will come back and continue your Devon Energy postgame report. As senior night continues, we'll talk about some playoff scenarios and have our Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation. Wildcat football in the postgame show continues in a moment. And welcome back to your Devon Energy post-game report from here at Wildcat Stadium. Lovington victorious tonight, 29-21, a hard-fought battle over the Portales Rams as Lovington will claim the District 4 4A championship. It's actually District 4 and 6 combined, so the District 4 and 6 4A district title tonight as they go undefeated. And Lovington came into this game ranked number 3 in Class 4A. And just knocking off the number 1 team in the state. So here is what I think is going to happen. We know the Lovington Wildcats are in the playoffs. We know the Portales Rams are in the playoffs. So in a perfect world, and we certainly know that the world is not perfect, and I'm going to assume that the Bloomfield Bobcats won tonight up north. Bloomfield should take the number 1 seed when it is announced on Sunday morning. That being said, Lovington should be the number 2 seed as the district champion and knocking off the number 1 team. Lovington will also have the point in their favor for beating a district champion in Denver City. I think Portales, and again, I think this is what should happen, Portales is going to fall to number 3. Now then, unfortunately, that keeps Lovington and Portales on the same side of the bracket, but it does give both of these squads a bye in the first round. I think the number 4 seed will be a familiar foe for us in the Silver Colts. So that's what I think 1 through 4 is going to be. The Bobcats of Bloomfield, Lovington at number 2, Portales at 3, and the Silver Colts at number 4. You've got a whole big jam up from 5 through 12. I think our other district mates, the Chargers of Albuquerque Academy and the Spartans of Bernalillo, they are both going to make the playoffs. I think the winner of that game tomorrow is probably going to be the 7th or the 8th seed. The loser will be the number 12 in that. So we might possibly see one of those squads later on down the road. But you've got some teams like Aztec and Espanola Valley and Moriarty and some others that are going to be fighting for the home games next week. But in a just world and, looking at all the things that the NMAA puts out there as their criteria, I think Lovington and Portales both should have a bye, and I think they will wind up being the number 2 and the number 3 seeds. And a score update coming in. It's final at Watson Stadium. The Hobbs Eagles defeating the Carlsbad Cavemen tonight 35-12. I think Hobbs will probably sneak in at the 9 or 10 slot for the 6A playoffs, so they will have a game next week. My guess is probably in Las Cruces against Las Cruces High. And then, of course, Eunice should go in as the number 1 team in Class 2A. Jowl will probably go in as the 5 or the 6 in that division. And Tatum went in as the number 8 in the 8-man division. And, of course, that their season ended tonight. So still a lot to go and a lot of football to be played. Again, as the 15 seniors recognized here tonight. And Dawn Morgan, it looks like the wind has started kicking up a little bit down there. I'm sorry I kicked your mic off, so we weren't being overdone by Chief Bridgeforth, our PA announcer. But so a little bit windy, but a big win tonight for the Wildcats.
Yeah, definitely. And really that wind came in starting right after the halftime. And by the fourth quarter, it's not like it was howling. It was just constant, a steady cold breeze coming from the southeast. And, yeah, definitely. But these guys, they weren't feeling it.
No.
They were too deep into the game as they should have been, and an amazing job. It's just amazing. We talked at the beginning of this game about how meaningful this game was to them, not just the seniors, to the whole team, but especially the seniors, and how the senior leadership of this team really put it out there all season that they were hunting a district championship. They wanted that. That was their big goal. Yeah, they wanted to win every game that they could. They wanted to win. They went in every game fighting, and they won most of them this season. They took some hard losses, some bitter pills, but they stuck it out. I think I talked a little bit about how they had to develop a lot of character as a team this season, playing from behind, taking those tough losses, and I think that stood them again in good stead when it came to this game, and keeping poised, playing within themselves, and just doing what had to be done. They played with a lot of nerve out there, with a heart, but nerves of steel out there, and they simply outgunned, out-rattled, outplayed Portales. They got them rattled, got them down, kept them down. We talked a little bit about, I'll put this scrappy Lovington team against any team when this team can find a way to get it done. That's to me, that's the definition of scrappy. When against everything on you, maybe on paper, maybe what people say, and you still find a way to get it done. That's scrappy, and that's what they did.
Well, it is, and now let's see if the NMAA. I wish they were a little more transparent in their process, but I'm going to stick by what I said earlier. I think Lovington, who spent much of the season as the number 1 team in the state, I think they should go in probably as the number 2 seed, and I think that's and I think Portales proved that they're probably the number 3 seed. I think both of these teams deserve to get buys and probably will get buys if the NMAA does what they say they are supposed to do. That is how it should look when the brackets are released on Sunday. But we will of course know that later on as Coach G continuing his to greet each of his seniors. And this has been a whale of a group out there for the Wildcats. and for this team.
I definitely think that they're taking the time to appreciate each other, and I think being on this team certainly has meant so much to each and every one of these young men and to each and every one of the coaches. So it's fitting that on a night like this, after just a huge win and this great feeling of contentment, and yet you know what's going on that bus back to Portales. They're determining, well, we lost the district championship, but we're still, they're thinking we took a hit, but we're the number one team in the state, and we're going to come back and let them have the district championship, and we're going to go hunting for the next trophy. So that's what Portales is thinking, and you can't take anything away from them. They're a very good team. And Lovington just happened to be a better team tonight, and Lovington still has a chance to prove that they're the best team. So I like the fact that we had a great battle tonight, and that now it's not over.
No,
it's a great victory point for Lovington, but it's not over. And here comes Coach D. Hello. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you.
amazing. How does it feel?
It feels good. It feels really good. The kids, this wouldn't have happened if it weren't for those kids that are on the football field and their investment, from a year ago today. It's just, relentless effort, nonstop, and that's what we talked about all week long. Is it means a lot to you because of the investment that you've made to this game. And so just really, really proud of them. We've overcome a lot of adversity this year, and to get to this point where we are right now, that's a direct reflection of these kids. And just the hard work that they've put in. They're a special group, and they're not done yet. So just real proud of them, to win, be three-peat district champions. That's not been done here in a really long time. And so just for them to accomplish that was a big goal for them. Now it's on to the postseason, and they got another set of goals for that going into the postseason. So just really proud of our team.
Speaking of postseason, of course, the seedings will come out. They'll do what they're going to do. And what do you tell the team to get ready for that, when right now we don't know how? So there are a lot of different scenarios. There are a lot of things we think should happen. How do you prepare as a team for the seedings, and then after the seedings, moving on?
I think there's a lot of uncertainty right now, and so I think a lot of it for our kids right now, I'm going to let them enjoy this moment right here. This is something that they've worked extremely hard for, and now with the seating and selection getting bumped back to Sunday morning at 7:30, I just want them to focus on enjoying this victory and winning a district championship. And then, on Sunday we'll get together and we'll find out what our journey is moving forward. But I just really want them to enjoy this, because this was not easy. It's not easy, and they're a really good football team. And, they just defeated the number one ranked team in Class 4A and did it in great fashion. So let them enjoy this for a little bit, and then we'll get ready to roll on Sunday.
You all deserve to enjoy this, and hope that you will. Congratulations again. Thank you, and thanks for being gracious all season. No matter what's going on the field, at what point, you talk to us at halftime, you talk to us after the game, and we thank you and admire that. And we certainly appreciate everybody on this team. Congratulations again to the seniors. Yes. And good luck, and we'll see you at the next point.
Yes, and thank you and TJ for everything that you do for high school athletics, all over the area. You guys get on the road and you travel just as much as we do, and you're there and you work extremely hard. So this is just as much for y'all as it is for us too.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan, and a big thanks, of course, to Coach G. Always doing a nice job, and we appreciate him taking time out of his time to speak with us each and every pregame or postgame and at halftime, courtesy of our friends at Bob's Thriftway. So with that, my friends, we've run way long tonight because of senior night, but we, again, wanted to make sure that we got Coach G on here for the, not the final time this year, but the final time in the regular season, as we will wrap things up here on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. An exciting night tonight. Fireworks, offense, defense, Portales, Lovington. You would expect nothing less than what we got tonight. And the Wildcats coming out with the victory and the district championship 29-21. For Brad Henderson running the camera tonight on HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, for Evie Stuber running the three-ring circus back at One Radio Square, for Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Wildcat Stadium. This has been an exclusive presentation of No Walmart Digital and KZOR Sports. Good night, everybody.